Non-fungible idiots, don't you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blades. We're just holding to zero. It's our everything. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll. We won't make a dollar, won't sell a thing. We're the zero holders, so that's what we sing. Zero holders, all that's what we sing.
Good morning, boys. Mega GMs. Hey, how's the mic? Is the mic okay? I kind of got it, like, I bumped it up a bit. I had Cats on the show yesterday, and I'm starting to listen back to my streams, and I noticed, like, my like levels always seem a little low. How we sounded? How are you guys doing? China, what's up, brother? Sorry, I'm a little late this morning, too. And, yeah, I mean, I can't even pretend for a second like I'm in any way bearish and worried about this market. Dude, not even a little bit. And look, there's somebody who put out a great tweet. I can't wait to get into it today. Put out a tweet that like summed up how I'm feeling so perfectly. And more than that, he like put into words why I'm so like optimistic isn't even the word. I'm really certain about next year being incredible. And more I start to wonder if like that silly thing can come back. I'm not convinced, but the setup is there. It really is. There's something out there that's happening that really could make next year. Look, if some of you don't think we're ever going to see a time like 21, 22 again. And I do. And I always say, I think it's like 5-ish years off. There is a scenario where it's this cycle still. Sell your crypto if you want. If anybody's spooked out there about market and how it's looking right now, I don't get it. I don't get it. Not to say we can't have a shitty month coming up, but I know a lot of people are kind of thinking that's coming. But Rocky, dude, good morning, and thank you, man. Drop King, good morning. Edge, good morning. Cutie, what's up? Good morning, dude. I wish you stuck around for the spaces yesterday. I knew you requested. That's my first time hosting a space for Quant Fun, and we'll bring people up at the tail end of it. But that space is really quick. It's like 30 minutes at the most, just really fast, which was awesome. I like the Quant Fun guys. It's really cool to work with them. I got another team we'll announce soon that I'll be doing some, like little side stuff with, and it's an awesome team. I can't wait. And more. There's a lot behind the scenes kind of cooking, which is cool. And especially on the Crypto Slam front, there's some stuff cooking. It's the big thing that we've been teasing for at this point, like, a year plus, but we've been working on for years. Like that thing is coming now. It's like behind the scenes home stretch for us. So I'm really excited about a lot of stuff. I think the market's going to be perfect for all of it. But China, I love that. Good place right now. And then what's coming next year is like, to me, the real boom. To me, next year is really the moment. And I know there's a lot of people, and our good friend English, I don't think he's going to agree with this, but we'll see. I don't think he and I think too differently. He's like super smart and cautious. And I am? No, I'm not. But I think next year has a chance to be like absolutely face melting. Face melting. Oh, cutie, cool. Okay. Makes sense. Dude, my lighting is fucked still. I'm not going to mess with it today, but like when the seasons change, my lighting, I have to readjust everything. It's some work that goes into this stuff. All right, dude, it's quiet out there, by the way, which I like. It's holiday weekend. What is it? Labor Day or Memorial Day? Also, let me fire up spaces. I don't know if I'm bringing people up, but I like the lurky thing, and I like to have this transcribed, and I keep a record of this stuff, and also you earn points there too. So hang on, let me get a spaces going. But it is slow. Holiday weekend, either Labor Day or Memorial Day. Again, I can't remember which. I'm not a real person, And so extra slow because people are going on labor. Thank you, man. Andrew, good morning. I don't think Trump is gone, dude. maybe there's something to him having some health issues though, like for real. So yeah, maybe there's something maybe. Okay, but people are on vacation right now. It's interesting. So I think we all feel this for the past few years. Like there's a slow point at the end of the summer, and right when people are going back to school, kids going back to school, and we feel it. Like it's quieter on the timeline. The markets don't move the same. Volume is down, right? And it feels like we're in that little bubble, that window right now. And maybe it's why September is such a shitty month for Bitcoin, right? It is. It's just historically a shitty month. I'm not convinced that's what's happening this time around. I'm not so sure. Hey, Alizar, good morning, man. Good to see you. Hey, dude. All right. All my friends are here today. I like it. I like it a lot. English, good morning. Dude, English, I got something that you're going to love today. Love. Nothing about crypto. Nothing about crypto. We got one of the coolest UFO UAP stories. Like it's a top like ever kind of story. Like a top ever kind of story. It's pretty fucking cool. Okay. Sell all of your crypto. Okay. Sorry again. I just got to do the I need Lurky. I need my Lurky. So, yep. Okay. Okay, cool. Dude, and I got a coffee this morning too, and I don't usually have coffee in the morning anymore. I do the like caffeine like pill kind of stuff. I don't think he's really oofed. I don't think Trump is oofed. Rod, good morning. Bosh, you probably shouldn't, dude. You probably shouldn't. You probably should not. Is that true, Rocky? The stat is 10 of the past 15 months, Bitcoin finishes down. But I wouldn't be surprised to hear the past two have been positive. I'm like all here for trends being absolutely smashed. And even M2 is something we have to look at because we're not following M2 right now. That correlation it's there, but it's kind of like on pause. Like I think this cycle has been cycle. What fucking cycle? All right, let's peek at the market. Let me get some tabs lined up too. Again, I'm excited for some of the stuff we're chatting about today. Well, all of it. Some of it I'm looking at too. I'm like, I might save some of this for tomorrow. So we have like, yeah, just some good shit to talk about tomorrow. But it's hard to not be excited with all the good stories, the good news that's out there. How are we looking this morning? It's funny too. Like I've told you guys before, like I have that miner, the Nerdax thing on my desk. So I don't go to CoinGecko as much now. I just like look down in front of me and I see the price of Bitcoin. I need to see how like live it is. I think it's pretty live. But like I use that if I'm trying to decide if I want to like get a little more cappy or something. And I look at that. I do because I just do. It's the quickest way for me to see prices. I could just have a ticker on my screen or whatever. I don't know. Bitcoin 108. We were at 107 something, which is so weird. Also, 107, 108 is pretty wild. Good wild. ETH 4,300. Did ETH get to like 39ish, guys? I don't think it did, but China, I believe that, man. I think that's it. I think September's your last chance to load up before we head to 150-ish. And I still think possibly, very possibly, a whole hell of a lot more. Like a lot more. Cosmos, good morning, dude. I think possibly a lot more. Solana still 200. Incredible. Ripple, what? 279. All right. Bitcoin, though, down. And I think we know why. Everybody knows why? It's actually a few reasons. Biggest reason, dude, this fucking biggest reason. Also, let me make it clear. Don't sell your crypto. But this shit needs to stop. Oh my God, it's Trevor.
Guys, get ready to be amped. Take it, I know we're tired. Right, left, back, knee,
maybe it should just end, like maybe it should just be over. No, I'll tell you what. I love people having fucking fun and being goofballs and not giving a shit. I love it. I really do. I really fucking do. Okay, but real talk. I mean, this started really last weekend. Really last weekend after we had like a positive moment with what was it? The Friday before the Jackson Hole speech, Jerome Powell really signaling that rate cuts are coming. Right? Awesome. Action short-lived because, well, a few things. One of the bigger things is, guys, there was a whale dumping. Do you guys remember the number? How much Bitcoin he sold? It was like, was it like 80,000 Bitcoin? We're talking like in the billions. That was a factor. And that continues to happen even right now. That is happening over the past couple of days here. And it's one of the reasons why the market's looking so shit. But yeah, big happening last weekend. Let me get some stuff lined up here. Hang on. Okay. I've gotten that before, dude. Yeah. Wish I could fight like the dude. Cutie, I haven't yet, and I'm going to. I'm definitely gonna. Pretty awesome. Pretty fucking awesome. Dude, I told myself I wasn't gonna vape at all today. But then yesterday afternoon, actually right when the markets closed, we get news that Trump's tariffs have been ruled illegal. And the first thing I do is throw it in my little friend group. I'm like, good or bad for crypto? What do you guys think? And it's both. Like I think market will love if they're blown away. But short-term volatility, who the fuck knows how the market's going to react? They drop news like that once the market's closed on purpose. They don't want that volatility in the market. They know there's going to be a challenge to this. But short-term until later in September, this volatility, these are the things that will impact the market. It's hard to see us having a good couple of weeks here leading up to, mid-ish September. But these are the reasons why. I saw on Polymarket odds of us going below 100K before the end of this year. 59% chance. I'll check Polymarket. I'm kind of curious what it's at today. And lots of friends talking about seeing similar and maybe in the like mid to low 90s. I hope. Dude, I hope. Oh, I love it, cutie. By the way, Kongs are doing an airdrop to people who traded NFTs, $10,000 worth of NFTs since 2023, which is awesome. I made the cut too. I did a little digging and I realized I bought a V1 Punk. I think early 23, but it was something like, 13, 15K or something. So I made it. I'm excited. Yeah, I need to go check it, Polymarket. And I'm starting to use Predict Base, and I like it. And maybe we'll go take a peek over there. Dude, it was 80,000 Bitcoin, by the way. So this is last weekend. This is like a week ago. 80,000 Bitcoin was sold, but not on chain, which makes a big difference, right? Big difference. Because I guess whoever's selling right now, and actually it might even be, let me see, was it the same dude? Let me see. We have another whale selling right now. And he's not doing it off chain. He's not doing it OTC. He's just selling this on chain, and it does have an impact here. Yeah, there you go. This is actually last weekend too. This is part of last weekend here. 24,000 Bitcoin over 2.7 bill. And I also saw, if it's this guy or a different guy, I'm not sure, but whoever it is, one of the people selling is actually rotating to ETH, which is super interesting. We'll look at ETF volume because that looks pretty darn spicy. But this dude or another whale, again, same thing, liquidating their Bitcoin. Good for them. GG's. That's what they probably should be doing. Probably should be doing that. I'll have to peek and see if they're still doing it. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, you see when a whale is really doing a bad job exiting in an efficient way, right? Just doing it, just selling on an exchange here. It hurts a little. Whatever. Dude, Milady and Christ Confusion, is that the collection you sent me like yesterday? I think Confusion sent it to me. I didn't get any. Nothing. Rod, hang on. That sounds really familiar. I couldn't tell you a thing about it. I need to go look at it. I'm with English here, actually. I wouldn't. I think in September we see exactly that. I do think 100K makes sense, and maybe below. Yeah. Okay. Exact same page. Yeah. And I'm actually stabled up a little bit right now, hoping to buy up whatever I think has got the best opportunity for me. Right. I'm ready for it. I think it's happening. I can't wait. I can't freaking wait. It's hard to see it not happening. Again, we don't have any catalysts in the next couple of weeks, other than, again, the tariff stuff introduces a new catalyst, right? Like I wasn't expecting, I think we knew there would be challenges to it, but it's here right now. And dude, just more people pointing to Binance fuckery. Marty Party always highlights this stuff, and here's Joshua Jake pointing out Binance future shutdown. I think I saw that announcement, in the past day or two or whatever, but maybe I'm just taking their word for it. Of course, I'm not looking on chain to verify. This could be all bullshit, but Binance maybe through Wintermute dumping, and there's a lot of tweets about this right now, right? This is what Binance does. Again, I'm just believing these guys. I'm just believing that they're right. I don't know. But Rectember. Yeah, there we go. It's here. It's basically here. You think a bull trap? Oh, hang on. You could see a bounce to 15 before we. Okay, again, I like this. I like this. It makes sense. It does. As long as we don't get a weekly close under 98, it's all healthy. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, it depends what he means overtake. Is he talking like TVL or FTV, or he literally thinks ETH can flip Bitcoin? I'll tell you, at one point I could have been a believer of that. I'm not there. That dude just pumping his bags, which is awesome. Well, I think we'll have that chance to get it in the 90s. I do. Musty's waiting for that bounce. There you go. Yeah. See, maybe this is where I disagree, and who cares? But like, if we close under 100, does it matter much? I don't think so. I don't think it sets us on a different course than we're on now. I just think what's coming is absolutely unavoidable. Dude, let me share my screens different because I got it all fucked up. Let's go here. Yeah. Again, Udi's a permabull too. You know what? To be fair, I've never seen Udi in a bear market. I've never seen Udi in a bear. So why does it matter on the weekly so much? Is this what like? Yeah, well, I want to hear why on a weekly it matters so much more. And I think this is maybe, guys, if we ever have a big disconnect, I think this is it. I'm not an active trader, right? And so Musty, to that point, and Musty's saying if you're just looking longer term in the market and you're not day trading, it's irrelevant. That's where my approach is always that. Don't care. It's meaningless. Us finishing, 98K below on the weekly, don't care, because 6 months down the road, it doesn't change where we're at, in my opinion, right? Mike, good morning, dude. Yeah, so I totally could understand like short term, and if you're a trader, there's definitely an impact there. But in the next few months, especially six-ish months and beyond, and I mean that and beyond, I think we're gonna have a pretty killer next year. But I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you why, and I'm gonna bring up this tweet that just spells out exactly. It's things I've been saying, and I know it's things you guys know as well. But when somebody says it that way, right? There's just a way where sometimes it clicks. It hits a little different. I don't know. Sometimes we just need to see that. Look at that. Here's a more current look at M2. And like, it looks like we just got put on pause, right? And that tariff news is something that keeps us right there. While I would expect at any moment we just resume that upward movement, dude, fucking on pause still. Meaning, though, when it's go time, whenever that is, and whatever that catalyst, and it probably is rate cuts, I imagine that's going to be explosive. Explosive. M2 money supply surged almost 5% year over year in July. So still up, still continuing to go up. It's exciting shit if it matters, and it does to a degree. It's exciting stuff. Trying to anyone have trading view set to daily? Yours is weekly. Oh, let me see if somebody answered, by the way. Christian, good morning, and I loved your post this morning. If it was this morning, your market post. Good shit. Market structure. Traders watching for lower high on the weekly. Got it. Okay. 80 weeks after having every bull run, the bull ends. We're at 74. Interesting worldview. Okay. 80 weeks after having the bull run ends. We're at 74. 6 weeks to go, and then it's over. And then the thing that kind of, I don't know, supersedes it makes like the day-to-day trading kind of irrelevant. It's fuck, I'll just say it. It's building. It's the people coming on chain to build, and man, is that going to be happening at a rate, guys, that I think we haven't seen since last cycle. Stuff like this too, by the way. I wonder how this matters or plays out or what. CFTC will allow U.S. citizens to trade on Binance and other foreign crypto exchanges. Do you guys think that actually, like, okay, there's all these exchanges like Hyperliquid I can't trade on without a VPN, right? So this, I think, speaks to that. But I also wonder if there's like other regulatory things like airdrops we wouldn't qualify for, right? If we're here in the States, stuff like that. I wonder if that touches all of those things, which would be awesome. Dennis, what's up, man? Dude, really good to see you. Seems like not nothing really. And then Tyler highlighting a couple things happening here. Well, one big thing really. But the U.S. Commerce Department is putting GDP data on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and Solana. So just putting numbers on chain. It doesn't matter if the like underlying like numbers themselves aren't on chain, and where these numbers are reported from. Probably not a ton. Maybe they're doing that here, and I don't know. But it's a step in that direction that they realize putting this on chain is like where we're going, and it is. I would love to see all these agencies and all these data points on chain. Make it that transparent. And I do think that's coming. I'm pretty fucking sure that's coming. I hope so. Hang on, let me see the couple of these other posts. Really cool. Just really, really cool to see that the government is that's their headspace. That's the direction they're thinking in. Also, who saw, I mean, dude, everybody's talking prediction markets now. You guys saw Donald Trump Jr. invested, what was it? It was in the tens of billions into Poly market. Is there really something to this? I don't think so, right? The Trump thing. Okay, he's gonna be out golfing this morning. Trump's all good. Anyway, tens of billions into Poly market on their board of advisors too, which is awesome, dude. Prediction market season. Everybody's been saying that forever, but it's kind of like Web3 gaming. It's like we said forever, it's going to be gaming season, and it never really happened. And we were starting to do the same thing with prediction markets, and it never really happened, but it feels like it actually is about to happen, right? It feels like it. Although, okay, do any of you use prediction markets yet? More than you just maybe spot check it, maybe once a week or a couple times? Like, is anybody actually using prediction markets? That helps, worldview. It does help. Dude, I had an awesome guest on this show on the other channel, right? Over on the Crypto Slam channel. I had one of the Virtuals team members come on. That's the first time. I'm really sure about this, by the way. First time anybody from Virtuals has gone on a community show. Fucking awesome. Had a great chat. Chatted with Don after too. He's a good dude. I think I'm like super hopeful. I think we're gonna do more. I do think we're gonna do more. Like we work pretty closely with Virtuals anyways, but I think I made it very clear that I want to help be a voice for the Virtuals platform, right? And he got it and he liked the show a lot. And so I think we're gonna end up doing more. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Anyway, but like to that point, worldview, I fucking forgot during the stream to even tell people to like the stream, share the show, and it didn't get shared and shit. And I'm like embarrassed that I had a guy like that on and didn't get it pushed. That's gonna change. Like that's like haunting me. A few days later, and I'm like pissed about it still. What's up, D-Gang? Good morning. Christian uses Myriad. Very cool. There's some spicy shit coming on the prediction market front. Alizar using Predibot. I like that. I've been chatting with that team. Really like it. Katz and I showed them the stream we did yesterday, and they liked it. So let's see if we can cook together. Ooh, Dennis, I like that. 100K is the new 50K. I don't even know what it means, but I like it. So much higher though. That's what I know for sure. Okay, back on track. Why I'm so sure. And actually, a lot of this, the degree of my like certainty here, it's going to play out this month. The thing that'll like cement it happening plays out this month. So here we go. Let me close some tabs here. God bless Udi. I love that guy. Okay, here we go. Drew Austin. Love this guy too, man. Jeez. Looks like we're finally going to enter the phase of crypto where real builders, traction, growth, revenue, yield, sustainable tokenomics are going to be rewarded. Agree. Part of that is like ICM. Part of it, like to a small degree, it's ICM. More than that, I just think it's like good quality platforms like a Hyperliquid. We're going to continue to see platforms like that grow, and I think we're going to continue to see more platforms come and launch and build and things we haven't even heard about yet. Launch tokens that do the Hyperliquid kind of thing. Here and there, we'll see those things. Hyperliquid is not the last like major, kind of out of nowhere platform launch that dude changes lives but becomes like a main player of the cycle and probably like multi-cycle at this point. Like their Hyperliquid is so legit. We'll see another type of Hyperliquid. I still have this little baby bet that like Virtuals could be that. Could be. I'm not like convinced of it at all. I'm not. But if there's anybody that has a chance, I'm like, I think Virtuals has that chance. And so I'm watching for like more platforms like that. Here's the thing. Depending on what happens with the Clarity Act this month, and I know there's another regulatory bill that's being voted on, and it might be this month as well, but depending if that passes, that's it. That's the moment. That's what changes everything about crypto. And that's what fuels us going well beyond this year. It's what fuels all of next year and possibly, definitely beyond, but, possibly keeps this cycle going way longer than most people would expect. And it's all because of the Clarity Act. And so Matt Hogan put out a tweet yesterday that I thought was so fucking great. Again, this really speaks to that point. And I've been saying this for a long time. It's regulatory clarity all of a sudden means people can build. People who weren't building because they weren't sure and they didn't want to put in the work and then get like what happened to the cyberkongs, didn't want to have to deal with that. And everybody was worried that that was going to happen because it's exactly what was happening. So of course these guys who are trying to build are going to stop building or not even start. And I think it's part of what killed the last cycle. Of course, there's other major things that killed that last cycle. But part of it is people stopped trying to build and innovate. And the things that we fucking fell in love with, that we thought made this space magical, most of it didn't materialize. Because you were told you can't do any of those things. You're told you're selling, securities. And that's about to change here. Mike, good morning. So, it has changed already. via just like words. It's changed, but on paper, law will say it's changed. And that's again, that's coming this month. The Clarity Act changes a lot. Matt Hogan's saying here, airdrops. Airdrops. I love it. Dude, I think next year is going to be ridiculous. Valuable airdrops are going to be defining feature of 2026. A thread on why. Again, I love this. Earlier today, I was reading the excellent report from on Hype. One thing that struck me, finally someone used airdrops to build a sustainable business. I've always loved the idea of airdrops as a way to solve the cold start problem for network effect businesses. Just give early adopters a stake. In practice, it doesn't work. And we know why it doesn't work. We've been part of why it doesn't work, like many, many times over. Look at something like SOS, if they ever had intentions of really getting going, but we know why. The problem is that most airdrops have gone like this. One, create an alternative to an existing business. Hint that users can qualify for an airdrop tokens to early adopters. Watch users dump your token and leave your platform forever. There we go. That's why, again, we've seen it for years and we've been a part of that, again, for years. Crazy. It's a good question. We should check up on them today. I think they're getting ready. Well, fuck. I was going to say, I think they're getting ready for some announcements, but I've been saying that for months. And I'm still very sure they've got some great announcements coming. I feel like they're trying to time the market a bit. I like GVC. Also, dude, probably buy more Crow. Yeah. Aren't the Trumps... Are they... The Trumps made it was like a $6 billion investment in Crow, or they're starting a Crow treasury company. There's something with the Trumps and Crow is cooking. Used to be one of my biggest bags was Crow last cycle. Anyway, airdrops. Yeah, again, we get that. But if anybody is not here and didn't do that, then that is what happened. But we were all so sure that airdrops would never stop and would keep us rich. And like, look, I don't not believe that. I think, like Matt, that airdrop season is coming again. I think they're going to find new, better ways to reward people, reward the right people. Like, you just got to fine tune that airdrop, system. And it can work. It can work. And at the very least, man, it gets this space churning, which is awesome. But the reason people dump is that tokens have been governance tokens. This is tricky. People still have to solve how to make them more. No economic tie to the platform growth. I don't know that changes a ton, by the way. Was chatting with Whitney, I think this week. And it was about these tokens launching on virtuals. And I believe that most platforms will go to stablecoins as the token that you use in their ecosystem. If they have a token separately, it's still just kind of a meme coin. It's a collectible. It's something that like represents him, but it doesn't have to tie into the platform. I don't think that's totally the case, right? That you have to have utility. But Hype uses it this way. Hype, they burn all their fees generated on the platform. More fees, more burn, more value for Hype. That's that cool feedback loop, right? As in, people use the platform, drives up price because they spend money buying back token, burning token. Dig it. As a result, folks that got airdropped Hype have held and become evangelists for Hyperliquid. It helps that, probably people are making money leverage trading. I hope. Some people. And man, that's that kind of gambling that, like, I get why that works. I get why it gets people excited, and I get why it's just growing like it is. But they're using what is it like? Did he say it even here? Is it 99%? There's I think it's like 99% of their the money they generate on fees goes right back into the token. Why most prior airdrops been valueless governance token? Answer is, and this is where we get to like the main thing, regulation. Founders are afraid to drop airdrop tokens with real economic value because regulators would put them in jail, like literally would put them in jail or fine them, or right, labeling the tokens illegal security offerings. It killed this space. Or if other things killed this space, this is the thing that kept holding it down, that stopped anybody from coming in and having any desire to like try. It stopped. You guys have seen it. What the fuck have we seen in the past few years that was like cool, new, somebody just testing? We've seen some stuff, right? It's not like there's been zero, but 21 felt like this like endless fucking stream of people coming in and promising the world, and most is bullshit, but like trying. And we haven't had that. It's been years. We haven't had it. We're in a new regulatory regime. Last month, SEC Chair Atkins gave a speech where he talked about creating a legal pathway for crypto securities. So he thinks crypto securities means airdrops and ICOs. Probably right. And then Matt, is this his last tweet? Suspect useful airdrops come roaring back next year. For savvy investor, creates opportunities. For the fat and lazy network effect businesses, it'll create challenges. He's here for both. I know we're all here for it too. I'm sorry. I think he's totally right. I think we see airdrops maybe in a way we haven't seen in years. And I do hope they're tailored to good people. Also, if it's more like these like registered ICOs, that's going to be interesting too. But you know, I'm even taking away something a little more from this, which is just people are going to come back here to build. And we'll see some big names that are here to build and experiment. And man, it'll get people excited. Anyway, I think next year could look a little something like 21, 22. And I think NFTs are involved with that to a degree too. I do. I fucking hope so. Meepo saying, I'm not 100% sure airdrops are the way. Would like to see a compliant way to do ICOs. Psychologically, people tend to not value something highly if they get it for free. That's actually a good point. I think protocols would get a more enduring set of cheerleaders if they would buy early for cheap. That's a pretty good point. And if you can just like target your airdrops to like a very select few people who were like part of your ecosystem, great. Then you get the success stories that are on the timeline, you know, bragging about their airdrop and their life-changing money and shit like that. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You know, maybe not a ton of tokens out there, but you change some lives. And again, you get the mind share on X. I feel like Matt responded to something here too, right? Good thought. Yeah, here we go. I agree about ICOs. I wrote a second part of this thread about ICOs, but ended up editing it out. Okay. The question is whether you can scale quicker with valuable airdrops to dedicated users versus erecting a dollar moat to participating. Maybe both. Yeah, exactly. I think ultimately here it's like we haven't seen the final version, the final form of airdrops. And I think somebody's going to crack that code. And like Cato is trying to crack that code, and right, Hyperliquid in their way cracked the code. They got a great platform too. It's like money attracts people. The airdrop attracts people. You better have a great product that keeps them there, though. That ends up being the moat. But somebody's going to crack this. There's a formula to doing these airdrops, and also maybe it's not a one size fits all. And that's probably true. But Benny, dude, good morning, man. But all that, dude, and I feel it. I'm pretty darn sure when the Clarity Act passes, and I think it's pretty unanimous, dude. I think everybody expects that to pass, and probably passing this month. Congress is back in session this week, I think on Tuesday. Yeah, it's on Tuesday. How quickly they take up the Clarity Act, I don't know. But again, it's supposed to be voted on this month. If it passes, game on. I do think that moves this market when it passes, especially from this point. Like Bitcoin at 108. If we were sitting at Bitcoin 124, like sitting basically at all-time high, does it move the market? Probably a little, but different from where we're at now, right? And then I think over the next few months, we start getting people announcing things that probably behind the scenes they're already working on. Probably all kinds of deals have already happened, and people are waiting for this stuff to be law, and then they can announce it, and then they can actually start bringing on users. And I think it's going to get really... I don't know. With this kind of thing, I don't even like saying I think. It seems really, really obvious that that's what's going to end up happening. And the question is, to what degree? To what degree do we see all these projects coming in? And this is both, guys, big and small. And I want you to remember that frenzy of these smaller guys coming into NFTs last time and trying to do exactly this, right? Innovate, do a cool project, have a brand. The holders of your NFT are owners, and they share in the success of the business. And then they couldn't because everyone's saying their securities, and behind the scenes, we saw what was happening. Next year, I think, is going to get really, really special. Really, really special. And it ties into what Matt's saying here. Andrew, depending on the government is like depending on a use. That's fucking awful and awesome. Dude, yeah. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, Alizar. I have I have a hard time seeing this not happen. If the Clarity Act does not pass, well, then I think it's game over. I do. If the Clarity Act doesn't pass, if something happens where crypto regulation, the stuff that we are pretty sure is coming, if it doesn't, that's your if that's not a black swan, it's the closest thing you have to a black swan. That, I think, crushes this space. Everybody right now is betting that regulatory clarity comes, and then we can start. And I look at it that way. I actually look at it that's the moment where this starts, where we go from crypto being a beta. As crazy as that sounds, a decade plus in, crypto a beta, to when it's finally put into production and people can start using it and building it the way that we were hoping it would happen, right? I think that starts when the Clarity Act passes. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too full of hopium. But technology in particular is one of those things I have a good sense of, and how people build and the why and how it can grow and who likes the kind of thing, who likes it, who's the users. I have a good feel for that. And this just feels like a very, very obvious, outcome for it. I think it starts this year. It really starts next year. And if it does what I believe it can do, it's what turns this into, like, again, not just a thing, a moment of this cycle, but really it means there is no cycle. It's infinite building in this space, and then opportunities everywhere, and at a pace that we've never seen. Everybody coming on chain, every business coming on chain in some form over years. And again, because of that, just opportunities all over the place. I can't wait. Now, the more that happens, I mean, there's so many cool things that happen with it. Some of those people find their way into our circles and they start learning the culture of this space. And there's so many people on the internet who already get internet culture who just aren't on the crypto side. Some of them will come over too. And some of them start learning the history of crypto, right? Get into the communities and start finding out what is the community value? What's our lore? Right? There's this, we've had online communities forever, 25 years, whatever. And there's just been all these little branches off into, all these communities. And I actually like to think of NFT projects like gaming clans, right? Similar thing, but they're going to come and learn like about our clan, like the crypto community clan and our lore. Start seeing the art we collect and the PFPs we have loved for years, right? And some of them, like I always say, a small percent of them, and it's going to be a big number still, are going to come over and start valuing the stuff like we do. And remember how many wealthy people out there will come and just dive right in, and they'll spend, and they'll go get some skin in the game to learn right along with us. And some of those guys getting skin in the game it's not me throwing $100 into a thing. Some of those guys, it's, okay, this is pretty cool. I'm going to throw a couple mil at this and then let's go learn and whatever. Some of those guys do that. It's going to be fun. That I know. Again, I think next year, again, I don't want to say think. We have a really, really great shot at next year being ridiculous. And so, like, bringing that even back to crypto prices now, and there are people saying the cycle's over, that we did see the top. Hitting 124 was the top. I don't know if those guys who are tweeting that out believe what they're saying or not. I don't know. I'm not sure. Some of those guys might. I would bet more of them are engagement farming and just you need content to put out there. I would bet a majority of those guys, it's that. But I'm really, really certain that if the Clarity Act passes, it's a whole new game. And that this for sure is not the top. There we go. Yeah, it's hard to picture. Like, look, even if Christian, man, dude, have fun. Always awesome having you here, man. Have fun with the fam, dude. One more scare and one more drive. So yeah, so English, I wonder, do you think next year is like full of builders and airdrops and the good times are back, or I'm not sure. Do you see that scenario? But yeah, it's almost impossible that for me to see that being the top. Clarity Act doesn't pass and like killed or something. That's different. Totally different. English thinks 135 to 150K Bitcoin. Everyone like me will say, fuck you higher and call for 200, and that'll be the top. So this is what I like about English too, though. he does adjust, right? If something new happens that you can absolutely count on, right? He's just saying he can't see that far out. And I like that. How can you plan on something that isn't even reality right now? When it's reality, you adjust your game plan. Smart way of doing it. Me, and part of this speaks to like my exposure to this. It's not a ton. I can do this. I can go fucking make all these fantasy scenarios of how I hope it plays out, how I think it's going to play out. But this is not me trying to protect bags doing that, right? It's just feels. Andrew, next year English. Oh, next year English and Andrew himself are going to be in some wild shorts. Same targets, 137 to 150. I like it. Yeah, it's funny. Like, again, I'm on the way extreme side of this. I'm like 200 makes sense. And then I always play the shocking scenario too. It's like, well, if the kind of building happens that I think is possible, and I'm not going to bet on it, I'm not counting on it, but if the kind of building comes that I think could come, like great chance that it comes, it's hard for me to not see it going like way higher too. Way higher. Again, hope. Fucking hope. We'll see if it becomes reality, though. We'll see. And there is a chance. Shaw, I don't know if you're watching, dude, but appreciate you connecting me with the Hollywood team. They were awesome. Really, really cool. Oh, I didn't tag Lurky, dude. And that's not it. Hang on. Picasso, if you're here, thank you for pushing that. Hang on. Let me get Lurky in this thing. Fuck, I can't believe I forgot that. Reverb. This is a great team, by the way, the Lurky team. We met with them a few times. I think we're fuck. They got a cool product, I'll say that, and so do we. Let me see if I had something else here too about this. I might have. I do want to look at ETFs, Nature AC, point out some really good stuff. Again, it's hard to see some of this not playing out. I think on, and this might be the tweet. Yeah, here we go. This is on Fox. VanEck CEO saying that he's calling ETH the Wall Street token. I like that. Again, these guys probably pumping their bags. Yeah, and their product, right? They're ETH ETFs, of course. But ETH seems to be entering its moment, right? Let's peek at the ETFs. Big volume this week, but ETH is like smashing Bitcoin. Bitcoin yesterday, ETF volume. By the way, all last week was let's see, positive for the week. Okay. Starting on Monday, 219 million inflows. But Friday, 126 million outflows. Ethereum, though, I think is going to look pretty different. Yeah, there you go. Actually, a lot of outflows Friday. 164 million outflows yesterday. That's the ETH ETFs. But starting on Monday, it was 443 mil of inflows, 455 mil inflows, 309 mil. Huge inflows into the ETH ETFs. It is changing, yeah. And then for all of August, Nature AC saying spot ETH ETFs 3.9 bill. Solana 53 mil. And then Bitcoin ETFs, 750 mil of outflows. So it has flipped. It's completely flipped. Completely flipped. So yeah, there we go. Hey, welcome, man. Appreciate you, dude. We do this 7 days a week for the past 2+ years. Glad you found it, man. Look, you're not going to get anything super technical here, too. We just explore and learn and have fun and hopefully make some good money together along the way. But yeah, welcome, man. Yeah, it's ETH season. I have got okay. I've mentioned this before. I want where was the Matt tweet? I want Matt on this show so bad. Like if I have a ranking for guests I want on this show, Matt has for a while been at the top. He's like the number one dude I want on this show. And I feel like he's made the rounds a little too. Like maybe he was on the Bankless podcast, but I feel like he was even on like maybe Tyler's show or something. I think I could be wrong. I want this dude on so bad. And Nate's been on this show twice now. So I've had Nate on twice. I was on his podcast once, which was cool as hell. I have no business being there, but I was. But I want Nate back on too. Like, he's our window. It's a different kind of, like, he just brings that different flavor coming from, TradFi. And I love somebody that can speak for those guys and what they think about our space. As much as they're trying to learn about our space, I know I want to learn about theirs. Part of the reason I'm working with the Quant Fund guys a little bit, right? I'm just hosting the weekly spaces, but those guys come from a more TradFi background, building here in crypto now. I want to learn that stuff, and I think there's other crypto bros that do too. I see people like Easy, right? Easy's now gotten into that side of things, and he's fucking excellent. You Easy has no ceiling. That dude is awesome. He's awesome. But I think a lot of guys in crypto are very interested in TradFi stuff, and I think we'll be trading it, right? Tokenized securities, like tokenized stocks, I think we'll be trading. Will be cool. Dude, it's gonna get awesome. Thread guy had a comment about like where we're at right now too, and I need to listen. I did once, and I wasn't sure if I don't know if I digested it right, and I don't think I agreed with him. All right, let's see. Let's play the thread guy clip. Okay. Love TG.
Feel like there has been this shift. Maybe it's already happened a while ago, and I just now am able to recognize it. Where at some point along the line, Basic Z tweeted about this, and he was like, "The scam."
Oh, and by the way, dude, I want to make it real clear. Title today definitely clickbaity. I don't think anybody should be selling. I mean, like, sell if you want, sell if you think we're going lower, if you're active and you're trying to buy back in lower, and what if you're playing that, sure. But I'm like giga bullish on the next year plus.
And like the people pushing the scams used to believe the scams. The promoters of it used to believe in it. Donald Trump tweeted a CA. Like, Microsoft execs are in their earnings call talking about $1,000 a share while they're selling them for $350 a share. Like, World Liberty Fi is a thing. Trump admin is like launching scams. People, AI companies are spending 10 figures on AI researchers. Like, it feels like we just hit this inflection point where everyone. It's almost like a giant game of like 3-3 Prisoner's Dilemma. And a couple big players folded and said, fuck it, I'm all in right now. And then all of a sudden there's this like cascade effect of people being like, yeah, the denominator is worthless, and I need to squeeze as much value and money right now out of this as possible. And it feels like everyone inherently feels this, but maybe is unable to articulate why they feel it or how they feel it. And crypto is just a little bit early to this trend. I don't even really know what I'm saying or asking, but it feels like somebody fucking rushed to the cornucopia, and then now everybody feels like they desperately, like, primal have to do it right now. And it's hard to like, I talk about it with Malcolm every day. I don't even like understand what I feel, but I know that I look around and everyone feels this. I'll use the same word again, this primal drive to win, like right this second, because there's a clock and it's ticking and you don't know how much time is on it, and the dollar's getting worthless, and there's top signals everywhere, but they just keep getting toppier, and everyone's scamming and printing money. And like,
I can sum up what he's saying too. He's right. I have that same feel too, and you guys, I imagine, do too. That feeling is nobody believes anymore. Like, again, like last cycle, what we believed and how this will change everything. The world's going to change because of crypto and because NFTs. We believed that, right? And it didn't play out, and so nobody believes that can happen. I think that's probably part of what he's saying. It might be a big part of what he's saying there. I get it, and I get if nobody believes it anymore. But back to like the Matt Hogan tweet and back to the Clarity Act, it's something like that I think changes it. And it won't happen right away too. It'll take the Clarity Act. It'll take the announcement. It'll take some big names coming in and building, or a small name that comes in and builds and becomes like a massive success story for people to start believing again. But it's why everybody's doing that right now. Like, squeeze what you can, get what you can right now. Fuck the chart. Fuck everybody else who's in the project with you. Make money right now, because it's not going to be here in a couple months. Most people feel that way. I definitely don't. I definitely don't feel that way. I believe in the things we believed in last cycle. Like, that did not change for me. It got postponed. It got delayed a bit. But I believe all those crazy-ass things we thought, how everything's coming on chain and every business will be altered to different degrees, but every business is going to be altered a bit because of crypto, blockchain, blah, blah, all that. I believe it still. Nothing's changed my mind. I think that the war on crypto put a pause to it, did some damage. But just like I think we all believed that Bitcoin would be where it's at now, we believed it. Good times and bad, right? Well, I believe the building and the way this changes things, exact same thing. I think that's inevitable, and it comes, and it's hard to predict the time. But I don't think you can stop it. And I believe that because, like, look, if you can't stop the tech, then what's coming is unavoidable. Again, you can only do things that try, like, interrupt it, but you can't stop it. You just can't stop it. Pretty damn sure. Fuck, dude. By the way, really, I ordered some new Crypto Slam hats. I can't fucking wait. I think I got 5 new hats coming in. I got a black camo hat coming. I got more. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I need to get a bunch, by the way. I think at one point I was gonna have some codes to give away on the show here, on the stream. Dude, I want people to get some Crypto Slam hats. Hey, what's up, Goon? Hang on, let me peek. Again, on the Spaces side, I just do it over here for lurky, for fun, to like transcribe my shit. But Duck Dive, good to see you, man. Goon, great to see you, dude. Loved your show last night. Goon, I went to bed. I went to sleep listening to you and your sweet voice. It was a good show. That guy, by the way, who was talking about his points, his ridiculous points. Dude, I actually was about to DM you. I have so much trouble believing it. I know he shared the screenshot. What I'm talking about, by the way, guys, is there's this new like thing in the virtuals ecosystem. Stake your virtual, get this other token, farm another token. Like, I don't know. Long story short, this guy did it with like $1,000 worth of virtuals and got like 75,000 points, which didn't make sense. And he's got receipts, he's got screenshots. But I'm like, dude, when I bought virtual, and I did this like 2 weeks ago, bought some virtual, staked it, wanted to see how much my points increased. Took like 3 days for it to reflect in the points. It did not happen within a day. So just because of that, Goon, I'm like, I'm not sure, dude. He might have done something else. Probably got to look at his wallet and see if he separately did something else. I don't know. But yeah, that was, hey, if it's real, GG's. Rocky over there on Spaces too. Good to see you, Lex. Hey, Boo's here as well, and Shaw and Zoro and Burst. Good to see you guys. Boo, hope you're great, man. We haven't chatted in a while. Let's see. English, I'm probably going to go a bit longer today, because what are we at now? We're at an hour, dude, and I haven't even talked like UFOs. So no, it's probably going longer today. And I only got one kid at the house today. Well, I got one of my daughters went out of town with her friend, so I got one kid here. And if she goes, if I can ship her off to go hang with a friend for the weekend, then I'm gonna eat mushrooms tonight. I've been saying it, dude. I need a good trip. I don't need a microdose. I need a good fucking out of body experience kind of thing. Badly, I need it, dude. Let me see, Mike. Let me see if I can get some codes. Again, we got them. I don't know what happened. But I would love to get some of these hats. Like, I love this one. I'm too fucking pale to rock this, but the black one might be cool. The Yank. Oh, dude, good shit in the state. I can't. We all got to meet up at some point. Doge Toshi. Seems like older people in general are more calm and believe. We see the market madness come back again. Young people seem emotionally wrecked from last cycle. Dude, I've seen some really sad posts out there. Guys who round tripped, and young guys who made millions who round tripped it. That hurts. I'm an older guy who got right there and round tripped it and still got enough out of it that I'm happy as fuck with this space. I'm really happy with how I've done, but I've seen young dudes who have like set up their lives to be like, to never have to work, who then round tripped it. And I've seen some depressing posts out there. It's a bummer. But they're gonna have that chance again. They are. Speaking of which, my son's friend who was here for a little bit and wanted to learn, haven't heard from him. It's not an easy market, we'll say that. And that's actually a comment about what this cycle or whatever's is like right now. It's not easy. There's money to be made for sure. And I definitely think the more time you put in, like working, like grinding and whatever, and looking for where your edge is and playing there's money to be made. But it is not as easy as last cycle. And last cycle, everyone thought they were a fucking genius trader. I raised my hand, me too. And I know my strengths, but everybody thought they are fucking an amazing trader because it didn't matter what you bought. You were 10 or 20 or 30xing it. And that was awesome. That was awesome, dude. And that's coming back, guys. I will bet. What can I bet that would matter? I would bet everything that is coming back. And like I always say, I'm not betting that comes back this cycle, but again, Clarity Act means it's possible. It's possible. But I would bet it's back here in the next 5 years, and that gets to that whole AI conversation, the value of the dollar and jobs getting replaced and whatever, right? It is coming back at some point. Easy mode will be back. And maybe it's only for a year or a few months, but it's coming back. The frenzy will be back at some point. I love that. What time do I come on? Okay, so Monday through Friday, I stream at 9 a.m. Eastern time, and I stream on a different channel. Let me share that real quick. 9 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday on the Crypto Slam YouTube. Here we go. Okay, yeah. So Monday through Friday over here, 9 a.m. And then on Saturday, Sunday, it's where you're at now, Inside NFTs. And I come on at like 8 a.m. Today a little later, 8:30, somewhere in that ballpark. And I just stream till there's just nothing else to chat about. But we got a lot to chat about today. So Saturdays, usually 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. But dude, guy, like, this was so fucking cool having Don from Virtuals on. He is so cool. He's such a cool dude. And he did not come on camera during the stream, but before the stream, he was. Like, I've seen him. Again, we work closely with them, so they're great. They're fucking great. By the way, what happened here? Why does this say no views? This had like 1,000 views, like yesterday. Hang on. Hang on. Let me just double check that. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's got some. Solana dip below 200. What do you foresee happening? Nothing. I don't know. What do I foresee? I'm hoping that September does not go the way most people think it's going to go, which is just down. Again, like we talked about at the beginning, people thinking September is going to be a pretty bad month, and it might be. And if it is, it's only for a couple of weeks. I think those rate cuts are coming. Now, here's the biggest thing that fucks our rate cut plans. And I'm going to go to Polymarket. Actually, let me go to Predict Base. Let me go there first and check. I don't know if they've got the odds here for rate cuts. I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah, we do. Oh, wow. I don't know if this changed. I actually need to pay more attention to this. Will interest rates in the U.S. be cut by December 17th? No. No is winning here. 5.3. I don't know how. I'm retarded, okay? I don't know how to read these off, like say them the right way. Maybe I'm saying it right, but 5.38x no. And yes, it's just 1.23. People are leaning towards no in September. Part of that might have to do with what happened yesterday with tariffs. Again, I don't know if this changed, but if those tariffs are ruled illegal and those tariffs are blown away, that does affect inflation. That might affect rate cuts happening in September. That might get pushed. That might get kicked down the road still. That would suck. That would be brutal for September. So let me peek at Polymarket. I want to see if anything's different over here. Okay. Hang on. There can't just be one market here. Interest. Let's see. Fed decision in September. Okay. 80% here on Polymarket. 80% chance that we get 25 basis points decrease. So there we go. 0.25% cut. Again, I have to read these better. Dude, you know what I want to do? I got it backwards. Okay, China, you're right. Like I said, I'm retarded. So on Predict Base, that is still more of a yes vote. You earn more if you vote, if you buy no and you hit. That's right. Thank you, China. I read it completely backwards. Thank you, guys. So just so you know, hang on. Dat, Lil, RSS, and boy. Just so you know, I'm retarded. Just know that. You watch this and you're going to get very real. And you'll get retarded takes, and I'm not embarrassed by it. Hope you're good with that. But we learn a lot together, and that's the whole point here. Okay, hang on. So most are expecting rate cuts still in September. We're going to keep watching if this changes. There's another site. I'm trying to remember what it is that's much more official. Although, man, at this point, Polymarket is as official as you can get. But that's decreased from like a 93% chance that we get rate cuts in September down to now on Polymarket, at least, again, 80% chance. Not great. And we really got to keep up then on this tariff stuff, because maybe it lives and dies by that. Maybe we're gonna get that 25 basis point cut. Maybe that happens regardless, just like a little like baby cut. Mike Bennett, did you hear the Trump's dead rumors? Yes, but we just saw an article that said he's golfing this morning, so I think I think that's not real. It's interesting hearing Alex Jones say that if he keeps up this pace, he's going to have a big old problem. Like, there's probably something to it. Also, I don't think we ever die, you know? Dude, this year's going to be so fucking fun. That big old comet, that 3-eye Atlas deal, whatever that is getting really interesting. The UFO shit is getting interesting. There's so much cool stuff coming. Oh my God. I can't wait. We got a fun rest of the year here. We really do. Okay, hang on. Where was I going? I kind of lost track of where I was going here. Help me, guys. What was it? What was I talking about? Yeah, English. It's like trending this morning. Everybody's saying Trump's dead. He hasn't been seen in like 4 days, and this is following the swollen ankles and the bruises on the hands, and obviously he's getting like some IVs, right? Obviously, but is he looking rougher than usual? Thought he seemed okay, like any of the last like videos and whatever I've seen of him, but I don't know. Hey, dude, if I were a betting man, I would have bet, and I've said this always, I don't think he makes it through the 4 years. Whether it's his own health or something else, I don't think he makes it through 4 years. Which would be wild, and then that's the black swan kind of stuff you can't really plan for. Although JD Vance just like advances his agenda too. Right? But yeah, I don't think Trump makes it through his term. I don't. But yeah. And I'm not a Trump fan, and I'm not a Trump hater, and I don't think he's a good guy, and I don't know that he's a supervillain, and there's so many things. I don't know, so many things. I don't know. Part of me thinks he's what we need right now, and also he's like a fucking destructive force. So, I don't know. It's hard to have any firm thoughts on him other than super flawed dude doing some stuff that is important and needs to happen, and he's a reaction to how ridiculous things got. So whatever it is, he's the right person for now, because we manifested Trump. We did. Boy, I've been listening to so much fucking hippy dippy shit about manifesting things, which is real. I totally believe it. You can manifest anything. Actually, dude, funny enough, that plays into the UFO thing. It plays into the UFO story that came out in the past week, that these UFOs are actually manifested. It literally is a thing you can create out of your mind, and then they become these physical things. Yeah, no kidding. That's the UFO story, and I think we're going to get some data that proves it, which is wild. Anyway, we got to keep up on the tariff stuff. It is a big deal. It's hard to see the market doing anything other than just being as volatile as it has been until we get anything on the tariff front. And I don't know if we get it before rate cut decisions, or I don't know. But that is the most important thing happening here over the next couple of weeks. It's going to be fun. We'll say that. And I think the shitty times are fun too. So, quick update on the Kanye coin. Remember we got the official Kanye coin, like a week ago? It's stupid. Hayden Davis involved. It is a scammy coin. I mean, it's real, but it's scammy. Right? 70,000 total traders. Out of that 70,000, 52,000 lost between $1 and $1,000. 5,200 lost between $1,000 and $10,000. 1,000 people lost between $10,000 and $100,000. 108 people lost between $100,000 and $1 million, and 3 people lost $1 million plus. Meanwhile, this is crazy. 11 wallets made 1 mil or more. Sad. So sad. And then you had Kanye tweet out or post or something somewhere saying his Instagram was hacked, and it was like promoting or following a scam Easy token. What I don't know, because I didn't check because I don't give a shit, is the fake Easy token he was talking about the very same one we're talking about here, right? Is he saying the one the Instagram account is following, the one that's a fake, is the, air quotes, official one that launched? Or is it another one That I don't know because we've seen so many scammy Yeezy tokens, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All right, I'm going to grab coffee. We're going to talk about the new Pudgy Penguins game, which is awesome, and it moves the needle, not in a way, you know, that you see it in the market now, but it's awesome. It's one of the coolest things we've seen, and I still think Pudgy's as big a success story as they are, it's bigger than that. And I still think that that's one of the things that gets people back here and building, especially if they do the thing I'm hoping Luca does, which is give Pudgy Penguin holders, ownership of Igloo Inc. And that's the big old, like, I mean, look, if I were making a prediction market, there's two I have in mind. And I'll hang on. Let me make a note. I want to come back to this. Like, I'm going to get some coffee and I'm going to come back to this. So in like 30 seconds, but hang on. Prediction market, Pudgy, which by the way, Luke also said their core product is not Pudgy Penguins. It's Pengu. I love that. Pudgy Penguins and I'm not going to say it out loud, the other thing, but I did say it yesterday or the day before. And I think it would be awesome. And I think we can make money doing it. And hang on real quick. Andrew, hang on. Let me get to some quick comments here. China, absolutely shocked insiders profited at everyone else's expense with a celebrity shit coin. Yeah. Why do we keep doing this? Because we are so stupid and greedy. And it's why I'm going to bet that this doesn't ever end, because greed just drives us, because people are hurt so bad and so poor and looking for any kind of opportunity to change things. And so greed will fuel us forever. And this ties right into, if we get more people building here and dropping coins and launching things and whatever, and greed is just going to carry us through so much more, as long as people have some money to go and gamble away. And I think we will. And then more and more over the next few years too. I believe that. CryptoCatsy saying it's a fun game. I want to play it. Maybe I play it and can share my screen too, which would be cool. It's only mobile though, right? Like no desktop version. Andrew, you want to know what US would look like if Trump didn't win? Yes, dude. Yes. Look at Canada, the UK, and Australia times 10. Exactly. And I don't think that's a good thing. There's parts of that that are good. I got some hippie liberal shit in me. And I grew up super Republican. My parents like super hardcore Christian, and I come from like, that's my background. So grew up like loving Rush Limbaugh, stuff like that, right? And I've changed over the past 5-10 years, and I've gotten way more liberal and way more like left leaning, like way more. But very like libertarian is what I like ultimately am. But we would be that. Exactly right, Andrew. And that would not be good. Because like I like some of the ideology and I don't like it being forced by the government, right? And that's what they're trying to do. That's scary shit. I think I have some controversy, Catsy, with using referral codes. Because like one of our viewers here, who I think is awesome, sent me a referral code to use, what was it, that lighter leverage trading platform, and I didn't use it, and I think it caused a beef between him and maybe me and somebody else, and like hate that. Actually, yes, I'll use your referral code. Yes, send it. And that's true, Andrew. Liberals today are not liberals of yesterday at all. It flipped. It fucking flipped. They've lost their minds. It's scary, dude. Anybody who's like objective can see it. They are not what they were. Maybe like the underlying thing that motivates what they do is, but like then what they do is evil. And just like I think, by the way, if I ever say liberals are evil, I think on the right every bit is evil. They're two sides of the same coin and got us fighting when we don't need to go deep here, but it's all twisted. It's all twisted. Anyway, if you think one side is evil, the other side is equally evil, just in their own different ways, and it's all fucked. All right, BRB, enjoy the Kong song. Like grab some coffee here. Okay. Would you guys think less of me if I told you I'd pee sitting down? Maybe a little bit. English couldn't think any less of me, so I know your answer, dude. You don't have to answer. And by the way, I don't. But I was thinking about starting. I was thinking about it. Just considering. All right, hang on. Read the fourth turning. And then read We Are in the Fourth Turning. It'll blow your mind. The fourth turning written in 97 and the shit it predicted. It nailed COVID. Dude, awesome. Okay, I need to read that. Or I'll have to go check out. I'll have to check out a channel that breaks it down. That sounds cool. Okay. Prediction markets. I just have a cool idea, and it's not gigabrain, but okay. By the way, the my wife just keeps telling me I pee on the floor. Like it just happens when you're a dude. It's just how it goes. It's how the thing works. And dude, maybe I'll just be nice and start. I won't wipe it. I'm like, maybe I'll just start sitting. I don't know. That's a big decision. Right? That's a big decision. I feel like that's one of the bigger ones you can make. Okay, dude, there we go. Okay. All right. That makes me feel a little better, Choin. I might. I'm considering it. I'm not against it. Okay. Prediction markets. Okay. What I'm thinking about doing is more regularly launching markets, whether it's something that's like a 24-hour thing that kind of goes along with, the show, or it's like on the show's launch, doing one that's like a week long. But I'm like, dude, how cool would it be to have a market that's open for like 5 years, if you can even do that? And I start doing a market on something like my ordinals prediction. Something like that. Void, you don't. It's, I'm not big enough to have clickbait. It's kind of clickbait. Look, I think the market's going to be kind of shitty the next couple days, but I could not be more bullish on the next few years. Especially like the next 12-ish months, something like that. I would not be selling unless you're an active trader and you think you can sell right now, and we're probably going lower in the next week or so, 2 weeks, and maybe you can get back in cheaper. Did it actually work? That's pretty cool. Hang on. I don't have more viewers than normal. But yeah, dude, if you've never seen, there's probably no bigger ridiculous bull than me, and that's just me. I believe in the tech, and I believe that crypto is going to change a lot of things. And so my headspace is always looking years down the road, It worked. Damn, that's crazy. Okay. That's pretty cool. Dude, sometimes I'm just stuck and I don't know what to do, so I just first thing that and that's what first thing that pops in your head, do it. And that's the first thing. So, it worked. Pretty cool. Yeah, dude, I'm really, really, really optimistic for a few weeks out from now. I think we're going to be back near all-time highs. I believe that. I think October, November, we're all pretty much thinking the same around that. But rate cuts in September, very, very likely. I think we're going to cook around there. And yeah. Yeah, no, I think crypto is going to be fucking fantastic. We've not seen the best. This is what I'll say. We have not seen the top and we've not seen the best part of the cycle yet. I don't think Trump was the best part, the Trump token. I think the best part is going to be like next year. Now I feel like a dick with the clickbaity stuff, but whatever. It's a game. Okay. So I want to do two markets here. One of them was Pudgy Penguins. Does Luca give Pudgy Penguins ownership? Does he do stocks, right? Like rec brands. Does he do that? Yes, no, I don't know. And the other one is the crazy ordinals predictions. Okay, this is gonna. Some of you are gonna leave now. If you guys are new watching, this is gonna blow your mind, and you might just never come back after this one. Oh, dude, it's really cool getting some new people here. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's cool. Like every so often, we pick up new people, and I use it as like my barometer. I'm trying to feel if new people are coming to the space, and I try to realize or learn, are they already in crypto and they're just learning of the channel for the first time, or like new to crypto. But dude, we do this every day for 2 years now. So I'm glad you guys found it. And again, you're probably leaving when you hear the prediction, which is ordinals, right? NFTs on Bitcoin. A couple people probably think like I do. Not many do, which is I think those top collections on Bitcoin are going to be a 1, 2, 3, 5 Bitcoin floor. It's a big old range, and I'm definitely open to just pricing it in US dollars instead. But like the core of that is I think ordinals are one of the best bets in all of crypto. Oh, dude, okay, Tyler, so you're not new. You've been around. Well, I hope you were there early 22 where you got to be in like some of the really, really exciting shit. And, especially on the NFT side was pretty wild. Well, that's a prediction, man. That's a prediction. I like it. That sounds as crazy as my ordinals prediction. Right? Void here is saying he thinks Tether will be $20 in 2027. I think that's fucking awesome, dude. Solana, dude, good stuff. Okay, cool. Oh, are you for real, Void? You think Tether will be $20? Why? I'm curious. But ordinals, I think, are going to be the top ordinals collection. Let's just say 1 Bitcoin floor. I think they can go higher. Some collections, the best collections, but when we get to this era of abundance and AI has replaced jobs and money is getting really weird, in that era of abundance, some people are thinking leads to universal higher income. Point there is we might have a lot more like disposable income. And if you can afford all your stuff and you can just buy shit, what happens? I think what happens is what happened last cycle. And people start spending on NFTs and luxury items and whatever. I think ordinals are going to become some of the rarest, coolest things. And there's very few of the good ones. Anyway, I would love to make a market here, right? I would love to make a market on Polymarket. Taproot Wizards, Quantum Cats, OMB. I'll put the 5 collections and I'll say one of these collections will hit a 1 Bitcoin floor within the next 5 years. Or maybe I have to go crazier and say a 2 Bitcoin floor. What's cool about that, look, okay. So Katz was like, dude, but people are not going to want to have their money locked into this market or this bet for the next 5 years. I'm like, no, that makes sense, but you can trade your shares. You can just trade your shares in the meantime. Well, I think if we can keep a bet open for years, you get all this volume over the years. And what I would look forward to is those times where there's like really bullish stuff going on in the ordinals ecosystem and then really bearish stuff. And then people just trade those shares as we get some swings in it. And then ultimately, if it pays out or plays out, fucking awesome. I really do want to, I would love to launch one. And again, it's open for 4+ years. And again, one of those collections hits a 1 Bitcoin floor. I would bet yes, easily. I would bet yes on that. And some of you guys would not. But again, in the meantime, you just trade you trade it throughout. If you buy yes, you can sell that yes at any point. You don't have to wait for it to resolve. Void, that's some serious alpha, dude. You should probably share. Void saying he knows something about Tether that's coming, but that will shoot it up to $20. And Tether's interesting too, right? Because Tether kind of, I don't want to say it's changing, although maybe it is, like Void is saying. Something's coming. But like they have to launch that other new Tether stablecoin to be US compliant, right? So maybe like what Tether is now changes. I don't know, Mike, I don't, but I would. I don't, but I would. Asking if I pee sitting down. I would. I just don't want, I want to make it easier on the misses. That's all. I have 2 girls, right? I don't like, I just want to I'd like to make things easier for people. Yeah. Okay, so prediction markets, I fucking love. I want to have prediction market stuff baked throughout my show. I do. I really do badly. And it makes sense. Content prediction markets will fold into each other. We got to cover Sandbox. Sandbox news was wild this week. So Sandbox news, the Pudgy Party game, still the UFO shit, which is awesome. We got some other updates in NFTs, some OpenSea updates, a Bonk update. I got some stuff about Larva. We got a lot, man. Although I'm still thinking of what of this I want to save for tomorrow. Because, again, we end up going so long Saturdays, we eat through all the topics for Sunday, too. Tyler, for real, sitting down, good for your prostate. Okay. Hey, I always learn from you guys, dude. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful freaking thing. By the way, guys, anybody, again, for new people especially, here's the abstract side of things. Very, very bullish on abstract. I think most people here are. Now, that's one of the things that fuels us later in this year. OpenSea token, yeah. But abstract token, Luca's going to go hard at this stuff. When it's go time, Luca going is a different kind of thing. Luca going is where things can get kind of crazy. And they're starting to go. You can kind of feel where pieces start falling into place, and they start like saying, "Okay, it's time. It's time. Let's start implementing the game plan." Well, part of that is officially launching their Pudgy Party game. It's live now. Ooh, I get feels with this. I got scammed out of my little Pudgy from like a fake little Pudgy game. Not paying attention, tried to connect and test it out, and was totally fake. Scam. This is not fake. This is not a scam. Real deal. Pudgy Party live. And Luca's saying we're going to make crypto history by making this the biggest game to ever come out of Web3. It might be that all. Well, by what metric? Daily active users, something like that. It probably will do that pretty quickly. It probably won't take much. And it looks cool too. Shit, we could probably have a little Pudgy, what's it called? Pudgy Party gaming night. Now, I'm trying to remember, is this on Polkadot? It's like Mythical or Mythos chain, right? And I think it's on, I think it's part of Polkadot. This actually looks great, huh? Oh, dude, I really do want to play this. This looks really cool. Fast-paced mobile game featuring 6 game modes, 35 maps. Play solo, play with friends. It's kind of like Fall Guys, but at least one of those modes is kind of like Fall Guys. Dude, so cool. Do you guys know, can you connect to like a wallet? If you have an NFT, does it do something in the game? And they're giving away $1,000 worth of Pengu, and a special in-game skin to 5 lucky people who quote retweet the main announcement. That's cool. Dude, I love these guys, man. Dude, they're so great. Yeah, Pudgies are the best. The best. Catsy, send me your referral. Yeah, Hood's Pudgy Party, like official Pudgy Penguins game. Awesome. You know what? Hang on. I think I've got an idea for another guest to come on. I do need to start doing more crypto guests, right? It's been so AI focused, which is great, but I need to get back to having crypto projects on. Actually, Jay Squiggle's going to come on the show on Thursday, which is awesome. So we'll do some we'll get back into crypto art. We'll do that like Thursday after the morning show. But John Linden is the CEO of Mythical Games, I think. Yeah, CEO. We've had him on before when I used to do the Crypto Slam Clubhouse show. I bet you he'd come on. We got a good relationship with them. So that would be really cool. But yeah, this is on Mythical or Mythos chain. All right, hang on. Let me get this queued up. Let me download the game. I'll support those Pudgy Penguins. Okay, one sec. Oh, by the way, Void, if you drop that alpha, this will blow up. Yeah, man. Okay. You remember my purchase like a month ago? That like at like spur of the moment thing, bought a Switch live, right? I was just sitting here and I bought a Switch 2 and it showed up at my house 15 minutes later and I thought I'd have buyer's remorse and I didn't, dude. I fucking love that thing. I love it. That's one of my favorite purchases in a long time. I love that thing. And I'm not playing any new games. It's all like old games, but I fucking love that thing. What is this, Pudgy Party? Yeah. So remember when I bought it, I did it the financing because I'm like, okay, I'll just return it if I get buyer's remorse. Right? Had the first payment come out yesterday. And so I was just thinking of it. I'm like, dude, I fucking love the Switch 2. I can't believe it. Pudgy Party is #1 in racing. Okay, wow, this is already on the charts. In-app purchases. So I wonder if you buy skins. Oh, this is so cool, dude. Okay. Fuck. I can't download it. I don't know my Apple password. First off, I hate iPhones. And I don't like Apple. And I don't know what my password is. So I can't download it right now. Very cool. Very fucking cool. Dude, that was funny, Benny. I did not go into that day thinking I was buying a Switch. That's for sure. Dude, I love my Android. The Spaces I run is on my my old Note 10, I think. That's my favorite phone I've had. I think. I want the Android foldy phones, whatever those are called. I want one of those. I do not like iPhones, dude, at all. At all. They're so dumb. They're not fun, man. Like everything feels like watered down. I don't like it, man. Okay, here's from Igloo Inc. We're onboarding the next generation of Pudgy Penguin fans and crypto users one game at a time. Billions will party. And then at some point, Igloo Inc.'s going to be owned by Pudgy Penguins holders. I really think so, dude. OnePlus. What's OnePlus? What's that, Catsy? Hey, Loot, good to see you, dude. No, I wouldn't sell anything. I realized the title worked. The clickbaity bullshit worked. I wouldn't be selling anything. Again, like I'll say this. If you're trading, if you're a trader, like if you're actively trading, we're probably going to be kind of down only the next week or two. Most likely. But I don't want to be on the sidelines when we start cooking, and I don't think that's far off too. I think, end of September, when rate cuts happen, definitely next month in November. I just think we have tons of upside ahead of us. So, the title was clickbaity. And you know what? I like that, Loot. Loot took 10% off the top, holding the rest. I like that. I stabled up a little bit because I believe that we're going down a little in the next, this week. When the markets open Monday, Tuesday, it's a holiday. I'm really curious what happens again related to the tariffs. I'm really curious what happens. But I'd rather be stabled up. So if we do dump, and I think it's pretty likely that I can go buy whatever cheaper, I'm going to buy more Cappy. I still love that. I still fucking love Cappy. Actually, this is a cool little bonk story. I'll just slip it in right here. Cool little bonk story. And actually, dude, we got so much to talk about still. Good Lord. If this story is real, seems real, I think. This is coming from Likes. Just found out some crazy info. Turns out Bonk bought a NASDAQ-listed beverage company called Safety Shot. They bought it for $25 million. Under this deal, the company is going to change their ticker to Bonk, B-N-K-K. And Bonk will be on the NASDAQ. That's pretty cool. Hey, that's good marketing. If that's real, that's pretty cool. Does it move the needle for the Bonk token and the Bonk ecosystem? And I don't know. But I mention it because that Cappy coin that I love is it's a Bonk launched coin. Although I like that Bobby kind of separated it a little bit, right? It used to be called Cappy on Bonk and took Bonk out of it. Smart. Bobby's got this shit. Like, he's a smart dude. I'm betting on him now at this point. As much as I'm betting on Cappy. So the game is Mario Kart meets Fall Guys. Oh, do they have like a kart mode, like racing in there too? That'd be cool if so. But yeah, Mario Kart meets Fall Guys is awesome. Oh, dude, I'm gonna figure out my password today, and I will definitely play. So, Catsy, I'll definitely be using that. My Mike Bennett, you have 8,575 different tokens. Is this real? 3,649 DeFi investments. It'll take you 7 months to cash out. Yeah. We need an app that's just like liquidate all. I bet you they could do that, right? I think there's stuff like that that'll like burn your dust and shit in like your soul wallet at least, right? I think they'll have that. But dude, it's chaos, right? How many like we at this point we all probably have 50 to 100 plus wallets, right? It's like unmanageable. Crazy stuff. Van Eck tweeting about Pudgy Penguins game here, the Pudgy Party game. It looks awesome. They're right. It's gonna melt servers like it, dude. I bet you. I'm gonna ask my kids if they've heard about this yet. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything to my kids. I'm gonna wait till they tell me that they got the game, asking if I've heard about it. That's gonna be like one of our that's gonna be like our barometer right there. That's our test. When my kids tell me about the Pudgy game, because they know Pudgy Penguins and they like them. You know what? What's interesting there is like kids think Pudgy Penguins are cool. That's really fucking hard to do because they think everything I've done in crypto and NFTs, for the most part, they think is cringe, and it is. It really is. They've kind of come around to it in the past, like, maybe year or so. And part of that's because in, like, middle school, high school, they talk about crypto in class now. So things are kind of starting to shift, but most of this they think is pretty lame. They don't think Pudgy Penguins are lame at all. They think it's cool. And, like, when I was collecting, you know, these little, you know, toy figure things, they liked them. So Pudgy's a smart dude, and when they're older and are making money and stuff, they're, you know, future bag holders and, you know, they're buying our bags. Sounds shitty, right? But, you know, we're just speaking some truth here. No, we bring them in safely. That's what we do. That's our goal. Bring the kids in safely and teach them how to spot the scammy shit and what to stay away from and who to be listening to and all of that, right? Like it's really important for them coming in. Although, you know, they're training on how to do that on their own. They're all gamers. My kids talk all the time about when they get scammed in Roblox, which by the way is getting banned everywhere. It got banned in China. Roblox has got a big old problem coming up. But they know what scams look like. They're pretty good at sniffing it out. So, you know, they might be okay here. It's a lot of the older people here who are getting scammed. Trolls at 130. What's unstable coin at English? I really like unstable coin a lot. Unstable coin is great. I still like fuck coin. Unstable coin I really like. Look, we still haven't even gotten the Pump Fun airdrop. There's some big token stimmies coming, man. Pump Fun, OpenSea, and Abstract are the three biggest. And I think there's some others too. I'm trying to remember what's at like that level. Is there another Hyperliquid drop? I feel like there is, right? Pudgy Party's out, dude. Benny, yeah. Pudgy Party's out. Oh, hang on. Is Void here still? Void, are you here? I think Void is either like sees the future kind of shit. And so, okay, so maybe he's right about Tether going to $20, which is nutso, but I like it. Void said like 5 minutes ago the stream will blow up, and we've had like 100 plus people click on this at least. I don't know if they're watching live, but either Void shared this somewhere or he just sees shit. And if he sees shit, then we need to listen to Void. We need to listen to Void about Tether. So I think we need to listen to Void. Buy a lot of Tether. You got a 20x coming. Linea about to drop. Okay. Is Monad going to move the needle anywhere, anyway? Anything? Anybody excited about Monad at all? I'm not. But, you know, Thread Guy being a, you know, Monad dude is good. Okay, hang on. We got our first Trump sighting of the past few days. Thank you, Yellow Doodle. I don't even know if this is real coming from you. Saying that's not Trump. Does he look puffier than normal? Is that really Trump? I think it's Trump. I love those tweets, by the way. I love those tweets of people like comparing a face, you know, like, although the Biden shit was weird when you saw the different versions of Biden. That's a conspiracy theory I could get behind. There's like multiple Bidens. And I assume these guys got body doubles too. Well, we need some better shots at Trump today, I think. Okay, English 40. Whoa, dude, unstable is at 40. I look back in our group chat, English. You first called on stablecoin at like a mil. That's wild. I think I first got in around 10. And I was out at like 22-ish, 23. I wish I were in. I really like it. I like unstable coin a lot. And I like that too. English is saying it's too high for this market. I agree. Totally. In a couple weeks, different story though. If it probably pulls back with the rest of the market. And then I think absolutely sends when we resume banana zone. Can't wait. Void, wait, Void, are you calling right now? Wait, try 11. Is that tether to 11? Oh yeah, or is that a ticker? Yeah. Also, shout out to my buddy Confusion, who had like a super viral tweet this week, and it was a really good tweet. Look at this thing. He put out an article. If you're in meme coins, pivot to prediction markets. It is prediction market season, but like barely. Like I was saying before, I don't think any of us are using it. I've never made a single bet on a prediction market. That will change. I am very fucking sure of it. But like nobody's using them. Even Predict Base. A couple days ago, they did like 500,000 volume. There's 200 people that have used the platform in August. Look at this. Hang on. Let me see if I can pull it up. Base.slam. So this is our like Explorer, right? Right. So we built these CryptoSlam, built these Slam Vision Explorers. They're really cool. I don't know if they hate that I talk about it like this, where I say I consider it a beta, right? I think it's like a beta. Because the features aren't all there yet, but what it's going to be and already is to a degree is like a more visual blockchain explorer, which I need. I can't go through numbers and shit. Like it's I could, but visual, if you can visualize stuff, it works for me. Anyway, with like Predict Base, again, 500,000 in volume in 24 hours. And then I go looking in all of August, 264 active wallets. Crazy. It's nothing. I love this though. So I'm starting to use this when I'm looking at different platforms. I'm looking at active wallets. I'm looking at returning wallets. So how many people, day over day are using the platform and then come back the next day? Like user retention. How many new wallets? How many lost wallets? So kind of the opposite of retention. It's how many were on the platform yesterday did not come back the next day. When it's going up, again, it's there. People are just not using it. Really cool stuff. How many contracts are transacting with it? So not just the user, but how many platforms are now connecting to it? How many people are setting up their automated trading, whatever, to point towards it? All kinds of things, right? But it's cool. And yeah, are articles the new X meta for growth? Kind of. I think they have been. If you write a good article, I think quality content is the new meta. Not new meta. It is the meta though. God, I still want to push myself to write. I just hate it so much, dude. I just fucking hate it. Oh, I miss these days so much. My favorite couple years ever was COVID days. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. At one point, like early on, I get if anybody bought into the COVID shit and was terrified of it. I get it. It was real for sure. And it was way worse at the beginning. But I remember like I had a buddy that in my neighborhood who stopped by, and at one point he was like standing real close. I'm like, bro, give me a few feet. Oh, it's so embarrassing now. Like I'm so embarrassed I did that. But dude, COVID was so cool. I went and just to get out of my house because it's crazy here, right? Like all the kids at home and my wife and I'm trying to work. I would go, and this is the middle of the winter. I would go bring a lawn chair out into the woods and then fire up my hotspot, and I would just work in the middle of the woods. I don't know what the fuck that was. I was having a moment. But it was fun, dude. It was super fun. Oh, Catsy, I don't want to do it, dude. I don't want to pay you to do it. I do, but I don't. I write really well. And right, I do a weekly newsletter for 4.5 years, right? And I write decently, right? I've had articles on like Yahoo Finance and stuff. And actually go on I think they're probably still up here on Forecast News. I had some good articles. I have an article that got passed around in the hang on, where was it? I think at the Federal Reserve. Like, this sounds stupid, right? But I wrote an article about wash trading in NFTs. And a guy that we know through Crypto Slam, he has family that works there. And he said, hey, they're all passing around your article this morning here. I'm like, cool shit. Cool shit. Most of my stuff is probably in some form up here. I used to write a lot. I hate it. Now, Catsy, that's what I want to do. And I talked to Cons about that. When he came on the show, I'm like, after the show, I'm like, dude, Cons, what if you were like the official sponsor of the show? And I'll promote you every episode and I'll throw your logo up and I'll talk about you and all the agents you're building. And you build me an agent that tweets and promotes and all that stuff. And he's like, yes, love it. So I need to follow up and see if he's still down for it. I would love it. Yeah. So like, here's a bunch of my stuff, but I want to see if I can find the wash trading article. But yeah, here's either stuff that I like was interviewed for or things that I wrote. And yeah, some of them got some action. Yeah, the one on the Federal whatever, that was fucking cool. I had an article about ordinals January of 23, right when I learned of it, and you guys know they changed me. Ordinals changed me. I just knew it back then, and I still like me too. Like still now, believe it. But right then, I had so much conviction. Then I wrote about it. Where is? I'm just trying to find. I wrote about a lot of money. I love that. Love that guy. I'm trying to find the wash trading one because that was the one that was kind of splashy. I'm not gonna spend too much looking, but it should be here. Hang on, we're gonna find it. But anyway, point there is especially when I try, if I have the time to write, I can write pretty well. And the funny thing is when I'm in the headspace to write, I love it. It's hard to beat it when you're in that flow state, right? Like that's the best. But getting there, I hate it. It feels bad. I get I don't like the feel of like having to write. I hate the feel. And so then I just don't. And I know it's a mistake. Here, let me try one more thing. Here, I'm peeking on maybe like Yahoo Finance or something. Okay, it's not this one, but here's one on Yahoo Finance. Yeah, not that one. Anyway, it's out there somewhere. Oh, wait. Dude, maybe it was this. Oh, okay. Here. It's this one. I don't think this links to the story, but that's the story. That's the one. And this is the one that got passed around. Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, what was the point? The point is, yeah, I've done it. I write. I hate it. It's smart. You're a smart man, cutie. But yeah, I would love if Acolyte could just help me with promoting, marketing, whatever. And also, I just need to not be a bitch and just do it. Going back to Dawn coming on the show on Thursday. I just need to do it. That was a turning point. That was a holy fuck. You better do it. You better fucking do it because Don deserved better than that. Oh, dude, I would love a mask like that, by the way. That would be awesome. Okay, there's a new meme coin, guys, called GOAT. You guys seen this one? Heard of this one? I got to find the CA because I'm curious what the market cap is. I wouldn't bet on it. I don't like it. I think there's one GOAT, and I still believe in the GOAT coin, right? The one from Truth Terminal. I actually still really like that one. Might be a mistake. I don't know. I'm not going to say I got tons of conviction, but I actually, if you think that Fartcoin isn't done and that the euphoric part is coming back for however long, don't know. But if you think it's coming back, I bet you wherever GOAT is at now will look really undervalued, within the next 6 to 8 months. Actually, I would like to see what it's at now. I just think we're going to have one more like euphoria cycle in AI. And by the way, AI, I think, will outlast the cycle. The AI thing is just way too big. But I like that here's GOAT coin at 11 mil. That's the new one. This is from the guy who created Doge. What was his name? Marcus something? Oh, from the co-founder of Doge. So I don't know if it's the Marcus dude or another dude. But that's pretty interesting. Okay. He put this out there at 2.3. It's at 10 now, almost 11. This GOAT I like. The Truth Terminal GOAT I like a lot. I have trouble seeing this not getting to like 200 plus again. It just depends on how crazy things get. But I do think it gets crazy again. And I think the AI meta cycles back. And Fartcoin does ridiculous things. And that's outgrown being just an AI coin. That is just a pure fucking phenomenal meme coin. Look at that. What an ugly, ugly chart. But man, was that the best, huh? This is one of the funnest periods we had this cycle, huh? It's crazy. Goat coin's nuts. Dude, what's the Doge guy? What's that founder's name? I'm trying to remember his name. And then I'm trying to, oh man. There's a content creator who now is really big. And I've got a little story here. There's probably so much Doge content now that I'll probably never find it. There was like a big Doge influencer last cycle. And again, I think he's still pretty big. Like we're talking like 1 million subscribers big. But like when Doge was blown up, I got in this community, this streamer dude, who just talked Doge everything, right? And got in his Discord, and he was still small back then, so he would come in VC and hang out. And he got that Doge founder guy, the Marcus dude, in VC, and there were a few nights where everybody was hanging. It was like 8 of us brainstorming, doing a thing in crypto, like building a thing. And there was a weekend, and it might have gone on a few weeks, but we were talking about making a DEX, which is really cool. And this is like years ago. You had just stupid degens talk about building out, platforms. Really cool. Really cool. So I chatted with that dude just once, and it was in that group chat. Again, it was like 8 of us talking about launching a DEX. It was weird. We're like, this is the founder. This is a guy who created Doge, and he didn't have money back then. He didn't have any Doge. So he's just hanging there with a bunch of fucking idiots, broke. I don't know if he was broke, but probably wasn't broke. Anyway, it was cool. English, you love the OG GOAT, crazy. So I did this experiment like a while back. I asked AI XBT, what's the coin that inspired all this crazy shit that's happening now? And he's the GOAT, Goatius Maximus. There's gonna be a point, we'll do it again when things get euphoric. I'll ask AI XBT again. All these AI coins that are blowing up and this AI meta that took over, what inspired it? He'll say Truth Terminal and the GOAT coin. I have a lot of trouble when that time comes. I could say if, but I'm pretty sure it does. But euphoria around AI tokens, I have a lot of trouble seeing GOAT not back to 200, maybe 500. And I've totally get now that Fartcoin's the leader. It's not going to flip Fartcoin, which is the second coin inspired by Truth Terminal. Actually, there's a ton. There's a ton of Truth Terminal inspired tokens, but GOAT was the first. And I still think GOAT can do some pretty good shit. Benny, is there a Trump unalive coin? I don't know. Oh shit. Oh, my son just messaged me. He got a bid to be in the top fraternity at his school. Cool shit. I never would have pictured my son as a frat dude, but he totally is. He totally is. Fucking weird. He's having a blast out at college, dude. Pretty fucking cool. Anyway, I think that coin, at the very least, I would keep this coin on your radar. I would. I don't think the story's over for GOAT at all. And you've heard me say that a lot. I think that one's gonna have some life. It's a good gamble. If you like to gamble on this shit, I would gamble on GOAT. It's got some upside, 2-3x, maybe more. And there's gonna be some stuff you will make money so much faster. So consider opportunity cost. Park your money in this. Are you making it back in 2xing, 3xing in the next month? No chance. But 6 to 8 months, yeah. And I like it. We're gonna have GOAT's gonna get the spotlight again. And maybe it's a day, but GOAT's going to get the spotlight again. It deserves it. And it is a special coin. God, picture 5 years down the road and we look back at this cycle and what we're defining moments. GOAT is going to be in the top 3-5 defining moments of this cycle. It just is. It just a whole fucking meta or sector here in crypto boomed because of it. It was inevitable. That was coming anyways, but GOAT really kicked it off. It's awesome. Mr. Q's using Predict Base. Love it, dude. Yeah, it's great. And I've been talking to that team, and I think they're awesome too. And yeah, I hope to do a little something with those guys. They're great. You can tell. Biggest challenge Predict Base is going to have is that Base is I'm pretty damn sure I saw that Base or Coinbase is looking to create their own prediction market. So that's going to be tricky. But Base tweeted about Predict Base this week, and then token shot to all-time high, and awesome. Very, very awesome. Let me hit a couple other things, and then we're going to get to the UFO shit. I know I'm being kind of a cock tease with it, English. OpenSea going a little agentic here too, just so you guys know. OpenSea released or at least announced their MCP. So this is like a service that like agents tap into. So like A to A, agent to agent from like Google, that's how you connect agents to agents. MCP is how you connect agents to like other applications and services. So OpenSea now has an interface for agents to connect to their ecosystem, meaning you can have agents that buy NFTs for you and give you, market whatever, which is pretty cool. So everybody's going AI, everybody. It's why I would bet on the AI sector more than anything. Something happened on Pyth. Benny, if we're talking within the past couple days, there was that news, and I just saw this on Tyler's tweet, that news that the government put, what was it? The government put some data on chain this week, and Pyth took off a bit from that. Here, let me put that up real quick. Where the fuck is this tweet? Yeah, here we go. It might not be what you're talking about here, but it might be something happening on Pyth. Yeah. So government put economic data on chain, and then Pyth network sent from that. Yeah, it's that. Okay, cool. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, chain link a little too. Okay, OpenSea news, really, really cool. Actually, that means I want to get them on the show on the weekday. Just get them on talking about AI would be super cool. A couple other just real quick things about Pudgy Penguins. Again, it feels like everything they do is super calculated, right? Because Luca is that dude, and Chef is too. Those guys are, man, they're awesome. Pudgy Penguins have a NASCAR partnership, sponsorship, whatever. We got a Pangu car. Cool. I don't know if that's new. It might be. Well, no, it is new. Okay, new. There we go. I will probably tune into this thing if it hasn't happened already. I'm not a NASCAR dude. I don't like cars, dude. I hate cars. But I actually will tune in just to see that car, which is cool. I also like Luca again saying Pengu's their core product, and they're putting a big focus on the East. They said culture is going to be coming out of there, out of the East, not the West. There's a big shift happening. I think we feel like that's obvious, and hearing him say it's awesome. They just released these like collectible photos in Japan, which is cool. So, and they call them Pengu collectibles, right? They're not calling them Pudgy Penguin collectibles. They call them Pengu collectibles, right? Tickers are the new hashtag, and that is like brilliant marketing, putting Pengu on everything. They got these collectibles at 7-Eleven and Family Mart and Lawson and Mini Stop, Poplar. Yeah, you see. Anyway, they're kind of cool. I've never seen these before. There's some shots of these here. Hang on, let's find them. They have a Pudgy Asia account too. Maybe they're under that, but they look like, you know, like they look like what is it? English says no one will care about GOAT. If they don't care now, they won't care later. I don't agree. I think, yeah, it's everything for me revolves around euphoria. People will care when they've made their money. You know, if they make their money this cycle, I think they will. When they make their money and they start getting super reckless with what they're buying, again, that happens. Greed, just fucking, I bet on greed every time. They go back and they're like, that's right, GOAT. And they go and just throw a little something at it. And then people chase. And like, GOAT is going to have a moment again. Doesn't mean it's going to be as big as before. It's not, I don't think it's going over $1 billion at all. But back to a couple hundred, I really do think so. I bet on greed. Because it gets me, dude. It gets me. And I just bet that if something's going to get me, it's going to get other people. And greed definitely gets me. Dude, this game looks fucking awesome. I can't wait to reset my password and get in. That game looks great. But yeah, let me find these photos because they're cool looking. They're these glossy, like they look like a photograph, but it's got these cute little pudgy penguins on them. There we go. I like them. They're really cool. I would I was gonna say I probably would put one on my desk somewhere. These are cool. You just go to like a kiosk and print out a photo. I dig it. So anyway, Pudgy Penguins, it feels like it's go time for them. Game plan. Let's cook it, boys. You know, like it's go and all of that I think is leading up to Abstract. And also, Lucas said they haven't had their biggest announcements yet. And I think that's Pudgy Penguins related to, not just Abstract, right? I think Pudgy Penguins still got shit coming. And then so does Abstract. And whatever it is bigger than whatever we've seen so far. So a lot to be excited about over there. What exactly? Don't know, but pretty sure Pudgy Penguins, spotlight on them too, like big time. God, that looks so cool though. Yeah, I can't wait. Okay, a couple other things from OpenSea. I'll save all the market stuff, like getting into NFT market and runes. Well, okay, if we go longer today, maybe I'll do it today. Otherwise, maybe save for tomorrow. But looks like OpenSea's integrated Hype Chain or Hyper EVM. So those Hyper EVM NFTs now trading on OpenSea. Cool. If you got in those Hypeo NFTs, and man, GG's, you probably did very well. Pretty cool. Also, random point. Who sent this to me? I think it was Luke. Was telling me he was buying up some of those the iHeart LA NFTs from Larva Labs, which I think are a really good bet for, you know, down the road. Snow Cash. That's a good tweet. So let's follow Snow Cash back. Larva Labs are the world's most successful contemporary artists, generating more sales volume. Oh, that's wild. That's some interesting company to be in. Damn. But yeah, you got to think CryptoPunks and autoglyphs and mostly that. Mostly just that. That'll do it though. Anyway, I like those iHeart LA NFTs still. I think those are these right here. Yeah, I think these are super interesting. If you can get these like 0.1 or less, especially if you can get them like 0.05-ish, if you can get them there, I think those are a hell of a bet for, down the road. I really do. Really do. It's not every day you get to collect Larva Labs art. It's a pretty rare thing, actually. So, I've got one of them. Looking forward to holding that for a long time. If it's forever, cool. Happy to hold that forever. Actually, hang on. Let's peek at some of the bag. Let's see how we're looking. See how we're looking this morning with the market being kind of shitty. It's kind of shitty. I imagine my GBC are not looking so hot. Oh, wow. You can get a memento for under mint. Now, still over mint price, 0.04. Still like those. Happy with my bet. See a lot of FUD about those, and I like it. That's one of those. It's one of those things I like the FUD. What is that? I had a V1 punk that looked like that, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I like those mementos a lot. Again, the FUD out there actually makes me more bullish on them. Here's the iHeart LA. Again, you don't get Larva Labs art often. It's their art is very expensive. They rarely put out editions that there's enough that you can afford them. Just how it works. I think these will age really, really well. Let me see what the floor is on those. I don't think they're crazy right now. I don't think they're 0.3. I think these are probably closer to 0.1. And I think there's like 300. I think there's like 300 of that. Oh, man, you can get one for 0.19 right now. Okay, I think they'll come down. But these hung around like under 0.1 for a while. Out of this whole collection, great artists here. Grant Yoon, yep. There's some really, really great artists in this, but the Larva Labs ones, 300 editions. It's a lot for, any other artist, but for Larva Labs, right? The guys behind CryptoPunks, I would love to own a ton of those things. I'll be happy with one. Gremplin did one of these. Real cool. Nice aunties. I love. Love, love, love. But yeah, I would keep your eyes on the iHeart LA, specifically the Larva Labs one. All right, let's see how some of this stuff is looking. Again, reflections still look fucking amazing, but these things cooked last week. I almost sold it 2 weeks ago. Well, 3-ish weeks ago, I almost sold it. And I'm so glad I didn't, because these shot up to almost like very close to a 2 ETH floor. 1.15 right now. This will kill my browser. Yeah. 1.15. They got to 1.69. They will get back there. Very sure of it. Certain of it. They'll get there and they'll actually go higher. 3 to 5 is what I think for those guys, and they're awesome. Yeah. And by the way, I still think it's an art cycle that's coming. Less about PFPs, more about, art. And that's my bet. And I don't think I'm going to be wrong there. And PFPs will do just fine too. Like PFPs will do well, but I think art is really going to cook. Okay. Just going down my list, my checklist. Also, any other stories out there you guys see, like good, fun NFT, AI, crypto stuff? Drop them in chat or DM me too. Update from Yuga Labs, other side. They made avatars, I guess, for the mutants, right? So they had made avatars for the Bored Ape collection, but now mutants have their avatar too. I don't know, dude. Other side just is not. I don't know. I hope it works, right? I do think a metaverse, a very successful metaverse, is like pretty key to NFTs coming back to their former glory. I don't know if other side's gonna be the one, man. I hope it is. I don't know. I don't know if it is. We need it though. We need, the catalyst that moved the NFT market, get us back to where we were, is like ownership, right? It's part of what the Clarity Act addresses too. Again, how they're regulated, NFTs equaling some kind of ownership in a brand, but speculating on the metaverse is a big part of NFTs too. And we don't have a metaverse now, so NFTs, like, people just don't value as something you're going to use there that matters in a metaverse, because no metaverse matters. And then the other thing was, I think AR, VR is going to be a big thing that drives another NFT cycle. It kind of did a little last time around, not anything that really mattered, although VV was one of the best things the last cycle, and it was AR. was so cool. You put on these NFTs you own, and it floats around in your living room. Like, cool. But Sandbox definitely ain't that metaverse either, man. They dude, big shake up there. Blew away half of their staff, closed 5 of their global offices. Sebastian Bourget, do I say his name right? Did I do that right? Sebastian Bourget, good guy. Hey, dude, real nice, Luna. Real nice. Dude, I got to interview him once too. Fucking awesome. I've gotten very lucky chatting with really cool people. He's cool. But not not at Sandbox anymore, although he is. He's an advisor now. I think he'll be every bit as active as he is now. I think it's just like a title change, you know, restructuring. He's going to do what he does now, which is go to events and be, you know, an ambassador of the brand, all that stuff. But yeah, he's kind of out. And they are transitioning to, and I don't know if this is reported totally accurately, but a base Memecoin launchpad. Like, yes, I think they have a new platform where you will launch tokens, but I don't think it's a Memecoin launchpad. But dude, Sandbox has always been so weird. Like, nobody played it. You would try it. You know, you'd poke around in there from time to time if there was something that you know, like an event with a project you like. But Sandbox, yikes. I used to talk about that really early on with Henry. I'm like, because they made a big bet on Sandbox, right? Like big expensive lands. They built out the VX collection. I'm like, dude, you can't live or die by another project, right? And they knew that. But if you did live and die by Sandbox, then you're dead. Few hundred daily users. Yeah, it's rough. Pretty fucking rough. Now, Sandbox came out and they kind of clarified some of this stuff. Here we go. Whoops. There we go. Response about changes. Okay. Media reporting about recent updates of the Sandbox has included various inaccurate or out of context claims. Co-founder and new CEO. Okay. The Sandbox's co-founders, Arthur Madrid and Sebastian Bourget, have transitioned to new strategic roles. Both deeply involved. Arthur is now the chairman of the Sandbox, and Sebastian is the global ambassador. So again, just going out to the events and going on shows and interviews and all that stuff. So Sebastian kind of just doing the same thing, different title. Robbie Young, CEO of investments at Animoca, and one of the directors at Sandbox. He's now the CEO of Sandbox. Pretty cool. Yeah. Either way, I mean, it's not good. But also they needed to shake things up. If they keep doing what they're doing, then it keeps being what it is, which is a nothing burger, which is really a bummer. We need a metaverse. We do. We really do need a metaverse. I believe in metaverse. Like I believe in all these other things, as crazy as they might sound. I believe the metaverse thing will actually play out. But it might be Grand Theft Auto, or it might be Roblox, or it might be Fortnite, or it might be all the above, and it just keeps scaling the way it is now. But eventually, I think we'll have a metaverse, one of them, that it's like, just like we all guys start our day hopping on X, checking out the news, checking updates, saying what's up to our friends. I do think there's going to be a metaverse we all pop into. We start our day just popping in. And whether it's just like, you know, on your phone and you just log in and your buddies are all there and there's like some kind of news feed there. Like, I still do think that happens more and more when it's like we're wearing those like AR glasses too. There's just some way those all connect. I'm not sure of when that happens exactly and what exactly it looks like, but I think it happens. I actually think it happens even more and better when it's like hologrammy kind of stuff, right? Like if I have on these glasses and I'm chatting with English and Luna and Benny, like they're in my living room and I see like a projection of them or something, and like metaverse overlays on like IRL stuff here, that to me is like kind of final form of the metaverse. And again, I think we need it. All right, let's do some weird shit, man. I need it. I really need this. All right, if you don't like UFO, UAP, all that kind of shenanigans, you're probably not going to like the next little bit here. It's time to get weird. By the way, Confusion, dude, you should come up just to shoot the shit. Not about aliens. We can do more crypto stuff. You can come on the video side too, man. Hey, with me, you don't have to be on camera, you know? 3-Eye Atlas. This is that big old, like, interstellar object, comet. They don't really know what it is, but that is heading towards us. And it's coming in the next like month or two. And they still don't know what it is exactly. And it's looking really fucking weird. Like they think, well, shit, it's changed a lot. They've gone from thinking it's a comet to then saying, well, like the gases that are pouring off this thing that are being ejected from it are not like the typical makeup of a comet. It's like all kinds of weird stuff. Now, some people are like, okay, but that's because this was born in another galaxy. And so its makeup is different than what we'd expect in our galaxy. Something like that. But it's weird. They also said like what it's ejecting, normally it's pushing away from the sun. This one's pushing towards the sun, which is super weird. It's also speeding up, which it shouldn't do. There's a whole bunch of weird things about this thing. We're not going to stay on this one either. I'm just going to keep, we'll have to touch on it. We'll at least have to touch on it each time because it's coming. And like one of the theories is it's like another scout craft. And I say another is because we probably had one that came through a couple years back. Wild shit. It's wild shit. English, are you still there, by the way? Because I want to make sure you're there when we get into the UFO, the big story. In fact, let me cue that up. Dude, we live in the best timeline right now. We got COVID. We get alien UFO stuff popping off. Like, this is the best. And we get crypto, you know? We're so lucky. Let's see. Yeah, that thing's gonna be awesome. Okay, let me find the shit. Wait a second, dude. Hang on. Let me make sure I'm seeing this right. Is that real right now? 249 watching right now. That might be. I just assumed, like, because I can see the view count on StreamYard, right? And I just assumed that's like how many people pop in and out. I don't think we've had 250-ish watching live, like concurrently, other than we had a big guest on. But dude, even when I had Paulie on here, on the YouTube side, we had nobody watching. We had like 20 people, 30. We had a lot more watching on X, but that's fucking cool. Void, I think that was your doing, man. Thank you. Whatever you did, really, really cool. And again, if you're new, we do this every day of the week. It's not all on this channel, but it streams 7 days a week, and we've done that for years, and we'll do that for years. But welcome. Monday through Friday streaming over here. So if you like this, cool. Over there covering AI and a lot about the virtuals platform. It's different from the weekend streams, by the way, but more and more I'm going to start folding this kind of stuff back into like what I do on the weekdays. So hope you stick around. And again, also send me any other stories, man. I know there's other stuff going on, even if it's slower, and it is slower this weekend. Give everybody their little holiday. Give people their last weekend off. Man, I want to save this for when I know English is here. I think he's here, though. It's I nailed the clickbait title. Dude, I have got to get to that, Luna. I'm sorry it's taken so long. Points are $1, dude. What's up? What? Oh, cool shit. Nice. Cool shit. Okay. Man, I need English. Okay. Do you guys know, is it Skywatcher? Right? This is a group of like current military guys, like special operations guys who, dude, they put out a good show. These are guys who were on these, like, in these retrieval programs, very much hands-on with this stuff, like crashed UFOs. They go and retrieve them, and they have all these first-hand accounts. Super interesting stuff. And so Skywatchers put out 2 episodes of them forming this private company to go and find this stuff on their own outside of the government because they want to expose it. I don't trust anybody who's doing that, but still like works for the government. I don't trust it. I don't. Oh, Luna. Okay, hang on. $11 a point. Hang on. All right, now I don't know if I'm connecting dots that shouldn't be connected. Related to what Void set up there, try 11. Is that same? Are we talking, you guys saying the same thing? Or was that totally random? That might be totally random. Oh, $11 a point, not $1. I'm lost. Okay, now I'm lost, but. But yes, I need to dive in there. And again, I you sent that to me a week or so ago. I'm sorry, I'm not on there yet. Okay. So here's something that happened, let's say like a week ago. Again, on the UAP thing. God, I hope English is here. But I'll try to make this even quicker. This vetted dude who's awesome, fun show, talks all UAP stuff, right? Had a stream or had a video where he's talking with another guy and they're out like sky watching. They're just watching for stuff and recording it and they're making like a documentary, right? Pretty cool. And during it, he's like, hey, something happened with Skywatcher where they're not putting out the video. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on, but I know they were trying to like get a craft, like call a craft and get it to land. And they use like psionics. They use it's weird stuff, but telepathy. And there's actually something to it. Just like our government dabbles in remote viewing and things like that. And, DMT experiments. Well, that's all connected. As they're talking about it, the other guy who's with him is like, well, no, they already did it. They connected with a craft. They actually landed a craft. They got it and actually with somebody from NASA present, which is wild. And so they put out episode 1 and 2 of Skywatcher months ago. And we were waiting for episode 3. And by the way, they have footage of UFOs in the air in the daytime. They got receipts. And so it's like, where's episode 3? We're like 3 months later and episode 3 never dropped. What's going on? And behind the scenes, I guess there's some like controversy. People were made to sign NDAs and people thought that they got shut down. Something happened. No, apparently they accomplished their mission with like NASA out there and maybe the military out there. They were able to contact a craft and actually get it to land. And apparently this big old delay here is because they're formalizing data and going to put out that episode, but it's like maybe they officially nailed it. I'm going to play this clip and see if this is him talking about it here. If it's not here, they did like a 2-hour stream and it's in there. I don't know if right here he cut that part out, but I want to play it. And again, I hope English is here because I know this is what he was waiting for. It's crazy shit.
I do want to give just a little update on the Skywatcher live stream that I had last night. So if you don't know, familiar, I put out a clip from.
Okay, Sleepy, I know you're one of us now. I know you're one of us. Absolutely right. Either hold to 0 or do that. Sell the bottom, buy the top. There's no other way to do it, man.
For my upcoming documentary with Carl Crusher, saying that he had heard from his sources inside Skywatcher, a good friend of his that works in Skywatcher, that Skywatcher had landed a craft with NASA present.
How is Skywatcher going to catch something that they summon with psionics?
They have already.
They've already captured something?
I know for a fact that like people from NASA and the military have already been there with them and they've had a landing.
Holy shit.
Well, I reached out to Skywatcher and I revealed on the stream last night, but I think it kind of got lost in the mix. But I reached out to a member of Skywatcher and they gave me a statement. Unfortunately, I have to keep it anonymous, which breaks my rule. But, and initially I wasn't going to put out the statement because I had to keep it anonymous. And I just don't do that. But I felt that I'd already started a story and I needed to finish it. So it's the only reason I'm putting out the statement that's anonymous for that reason. Because otherwise I would have just not said anything. Because I've gotten other statements before and they told me you have to remain anonymous. I just said, forget it. And I was going to do that with this too. But again, I'd already started something. So I felt like I needed to finish. Carl was involved. It wasn't just me. So I kind of had to break my rule. And the reason they have to stay anonymous is my fault. I didn't clarify when I reached out to them that this was an on-the-record question. And they answered because I message with that person, not regularly, but every so often. And I've never asked them for an on-the-record statement. So I'm assuming they just didn't think that was the case, right? So I get it. And I didn't.
Do any of you guys know Nick? Like Nick, what is it? Nick Plays Crypto. Good dude. I like Nick a ton. very much, very in the virtuals ecosystem like me. Dude, he reminds me of this guy so much. They like look alike and they like talk alike. And then I was chatting with Nick and he's all into this shit too. All of it. All of it. All the UFO, UAP, weird telepathy stuff into it. I don't know. I can't watch this guy and not think of Nick. Nick and I are at some point going to do a stream on this stuff. We'll keep it separate, but yeah.
Didn't clarify that. And when I said, no, I'm going to release this, they're like, whoa, wait a second. And they were familiar with that situation. And that's all they could say. They said, I'm sorry, I have to leave it vague. That's all I can say. But they said they're familiar with that situation. They didn't say that's a lie, never happened. They're saying they're familiar with that situation, which kind of goes against what Gary Nolan was saying, right? He said that would be news to me. So this other person at Skywatcher, who would know, just like Gary, said they are familiar with the situation, but Gary's saying that would be news to me. So I don't know. I don't know. But to me, it sounds like Skywatcher is confirming that happened. Now, did it happen? And do they have a crowd?
Do I read that different? The way that guy from Skywatcher, hang on, let me get that, says, I'm familiar with the situation. Can you take that as confirmation like this vetted dude is doing? He's taking that as, he's saying, yeah. He's saying, yeah, they got it. I could see how he reads into it that way. It's kind of a stretch, but I think some of the other stuff going on with the NDAs that were signed and the 3-ish month delay in the next episode makes me think it probably is true. It just kind of like, I'm guessing, if I'm betting, that's all we do here. I'm kind of betting that that's probably true. That was their goal. Get a craft to land. Find it. And I'll play this other video where they talk about like what they think happened in like the how. And again, it's with like telepathy kind of stuff. Weird stuff, man. And to kind of get into how manifesting things. It's like, yeah, we'll have to play it. It's heady shit.
Skywatcher basically confirmed to me that they're familiar with that situation. Does that confirm or not? I don't know. You're gonna have to read into that yourself. I'm not too sure what that statement means entirely, but to me, it means they're confirming it without confirming it, right? Again, is it true? Did it happen? I have no idea. I've seen nothing. And just like you, I'm waiting to see what happens. So take that as you will. Do with it what you want. All right, y'all. Every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.
All right, there we go. Maybe I'll come back to, there's more crypto stuff I want to do. It just hit me, some stuff we got to talk about still. NFTs. If you do more crypto stuff, again, just because I know we have more people watching, if you do crypto but not NFTs, first up, I'm curious if that's you. We love to, you see the name of the channel, which I've thought many times about changing the name because we kind of talk everything, but I think there's nothing I love more than NFTs. And I still think NFTs see a boom like last time around. I do believe that comes again. And I don't think it's this cycle. I don't think I'm that crazy. I don't think I'm that out there. It comes back, and I think bigger and crazier than last cycle. I really believe that, but I think there's almost no chance it happens this time around. Hard to see it. Although, like, there is a little opportunity, Genius Act kind of stuff. Again, the Pudgy Penguins, Luca, kind of prediction. And the longer this cycle goes on, because people coming in and building, the more I think the higher the chances are that it actually happens. I just don't see it. And I still think we need some kind of stimmy to happen too, right? A stimulus like we got from COVID. I think we need something like that still. That's also why I have that bet for more like 5 years out, because I do think we'll get stimulus kind of things happening by then, or UBI, or, the universal higher income. There's some reasons why I think it'll happen. It's not now. Luna, how many Pengu do I have? 300K or so. It's like, I don't know, 6-7 grand worth, something like that. Ballpark, somewhere around there. Nothing crazy, but enough that I'm happy, And it's just to get points, just for points on abstract. You don't think Apu could reach 0.5 ETH floor? Yeah, no, off the dome, I do. Yeah, in fact, why don't we talk some NFTs? Because I think the cult NFT meta also comes back. Again, I think all these metas come right back around. So again, the AI coin meta and PFPs and all these, and the, various times, like how long those little things cycle back. But Maraud meta comes back full throttle. And it's going to happen because the meme coins he's behind, like SPX, do special stuff. And Murad's the one pitching the meme coin, or I'm sorry, the meme NFT thing, the cult NFT thing. So I think the Apu NFTs absolutely do that. And I think the Project Aeon ones absolutely do that. I really do. I think they're all going to hit multiple ETH. I think Project Aeon or Eon are going to be like 5, 6 ETH. I think Apu could do something pretty fucking cool too. I think all the cool culty ones I think are going to do pretty fucking awesome. Luna, I got high expectations for Pengu. I do. I think it flips Sheeb. And that's also a thing that I don't think happens this cycle, whatever that means. But I do think Pengu is going to end up being like the number 2 or 3 meme coin like in the world. And this is over years. But yeah, it's hard to be more bullish on something than I am on like Pengu. It just seems like such an easy one. If you're like in crypto and want to kind of set it and forget it, Pengu's a great one for that. Especially if you can just hold over cycles, like hold for years. Pengu's great for that. But I could see Pengu in the tens of billions. And then there is a crazy scenario, and this is one that's like out there but possible. And I think in crypto, you should bet a little bit on way out there scenarios, like the least likely thing. It's worth throwing some money at it for that kind of scenario. I think Pengu could flip Doge one day. Yeah, I don't think it's likely, and it's definitely not this cycle, and it's definitely not in the next year or two, but 5-10 years out, could Pengu flip Doge more than anything else out there? Yeah. There's nothing else out there in meme coins that I think could. Pengu's the only one that I think could. Again, I don't think it's going to happen, but a 1% chance or 3 or what, some small yeah, dude, definitely Pengu has that chance. Pudgy Party ranked number 1, dude. Yeah. It's out there, Luna. It's definitely out there. Sheep makes sense. Doge, again, it would have to take years of sustained doing what they're doing. And that's like the bet that, right now, Doge, it's where it's at with, whatever it is we have as this user base in crypto. And Doge has got this special thing where it's got so many people outside of our echo chamber, right? Normies are in Doge like crazy. But we start going years down the road when there's more normies in that don't necessarily do what we do in crypto, but they're just in and gambling a little bit. And on top of that, having a bigger user base here, then it could. Yeah, Doge is the Elon thing. Doge is a monster. Going to be real hard to beat. But also when you start remembering, or if you believe that there's trillions coming on chain and billions also coming, then it's like that scenario is there. It's not like, I was going to say I wouldn't bet against it. I probably would bet against it if you want to make money. I would probably bet against it happening, but also there is a bet there that it does happen. And again, we're talking years down the road. Could. I hope it does. Be great. Like Luke always says, Pudgy Penguins are like the face of crypto, like the mascot for crypto. Couldn't think of a better one. I would love it to be CryptoPunks, but they're hard to understand, right? Like CryptoPunks are hard to understand. That can't be the mascot of crypto. Pudgy Penguins makes a ton of sense. Like cute. It's so relatable. Like everybody loves Pudgy Penguins. Everybody loves Pudgy Penguins. So yeah, I could see it. Anyway, Pudgy Party, the number 1. Dude, it's the number 1. Is it game? Okay, it's what we said before, just in the racing category. Number 1 in the racing category. Cool if it's got like a Mario Kart kind of mode in it. I'm not sure if it does, but that's pretty cool. That's a big thing. Luke is a genius. It's not about moving the needle in the market yet. It's about getting people exposure to the IP, the brand, the whatever. And it's fishing. Like I always say, that small percent that come into the thing we do, he's playing the same game. You get this in front of, millions and millions and millions of people. Some of them come over and they spend money on Pengu or on a little Pudgy or a big boy Pudgy Penguin, right? Some of them. And then that does start moving the needle. So fucking brilliant, this guy. Absolutely fucking brilliant. All right, let's look at and we'll do this again tomorrow too, but I gotta look. I gotta see how the NFT market's looking. Also, quick check on crypto. Actually, hang on. Quick check on one of my favorite meme coins right now, Cappy. Yeah, I'm Cappy holding up really fucking well considering what this market is doing. 2.2 mil. Nothing's changed target-wise. Most of this is a bet on the team and the holders. This is like a little closer to us as far as we know a lot because we know the people who launched the coin and we know that they have no plans to sell. So, right, so I can make a bet on it because I I know the guy running it who's got a big chunk of token and what he's going to do with it, or, also what he's not going to do with it, not going to sell it. I know the guys he's brought in. I know the guys who are looking at this, and I know the kind of reach they have all together. I love it. Same targets. Especially because I think we start picking up in the next couple of weeks, right? Again, title is bullshit. Sell if you're trading and you want to get in, a lower entry on stuff. Sure. I think we're down in the next, week or two. And I don't think that lasts long. And so when we resume, when we're back to Banana Zone and we start cooking, I have a lot of belief that we see Cappy, finally a Cappy coin that's run well, that has got like we start talking about mainstream potential, a capybara coin. It's so simple. A lot of tokens on the side ready for an exchange listing. But Cappy to 5 mil, I think automatic. It's been there. It's been to 6. 6.25 was its high. This is what happens when that's other whales and guys that the guy running this token who has made his fortune already on other coins, Mudang, Whiff, stuff like that. Running this doesn't need to sell this to make his fortune. He's done it. Now trying to do something just really fucking cool. Well, this is when he onboards other whales from that ecosystem, from Solana, from, the Whiff chats. They come in and they come in like this. Those big spikes, those big candles, that's a whale coming in and hearing from, the man himself running this thing, like what he's doing. What's the plan? And like, oh, fuck, it makes a lot of sense. There's tons of Cappy coins. They've all been scammy garbage. Like, okay, we finally have a real one. And it's pretty obvious that a Cappy coin could be more mainstream, like Dog on Bitcoin. Dog go to the moon, right? So dumb, it's normally accessible. Dog sitting at what, 300 mil market cap, probably more like 200 now. We'll peak in a minute. A Cappy coin, hang on. I always got to refresh. X throws me off when it shows I'm not following. There we go. Yeah, I'm definitely following. A capybara, a Cappy meme coin sitting at like tens of millions just makes sense. Again, when we start talking the euphoric part of the cycle, it just makes sense. And fuck, they keep crushing it, getting engagement on the tweets. We were watching from the beginning when there was a couple likes on a tweet. The end, that was all we saw. 5 likes. A good tweet would get 15, 20 likes, maybe 30. Everything they tweet out now is getting 200, 300, 400 likes. In this market right here, right now, where nobody's really buying right now, again, doing the opposite of what you should be doing. They're playing, hang on, who said it here? Right now, this is what we're doing. This is what most people are doing right now, selling the bottom. And when this shit pumps, and it's going to, everyone's going to be buying then. I bet on greed. I'm just saying, I just will always bet on greed. This account getting this kind of action on these tweets right now is a big time sign to me of what's going to come here. So I got to put Cappy on the people's radar. 5 mil, I think, is damn near automatic. I think 10 mil as well. I cannot see this not making a new all-time high. I'm going to start reevaluating there at 10 mil because really, I think this does have the potential of a token that can be like 50 mil, 100. I think it has that potential. I wouldn't bet on that right now. I wouldn't because I don't know. I don't know. It's going to take some luck and it's going to take some of the context or connections like coming through. We're talking like exchange listings and support from some big ecosystem players. It's going to take that to get this to 50 mil, 100 mil. It's going to take that. Can he do it? He can. Again, I'm not making a game plan around it doing that. My game plan is around this getting to 5 to 10 mil. And I think that's pretty fucking easy. I think with what I'm holding now, I've got a 5X in this. And I think there's a really interesting chance that this goes to 20, 30, 40, 50 and beyond. And again, I will keep reevaluating as it goes. But in this market, it holding this level and not dropping to even where it was, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, it's not falling back to 1.5. It's maybe dipped and instantly bought back up because the guys in there believe it. Luna, I like it. I see what you did there, bro. I like it. Yeah, no, you're a fucking witty one, Luna. Again, just had to show you because look, I don't have a lot of meme coins. I just don't. Pengu's like one of my bigger bags. And my next one is Cappy. I already sold my fuck coin and I love fuck coin. I want a big old bag of fuck coin still. I really do. But the things I'm in are things I really believe in. Pengu, Cappy. Really believe in it. So got to make sure people see it. I think it's different. And I'm just vouching for the guy who's running this thing now. I'm vouching for that guy and the reach he has behind the scenes and his connections behind the scenes, and that stuff matters a lot. So big on Cappy. Big on Cappy. All right, NFT market. How are we? I'm pretty unplugged from this. I don't know how we're looking. I don't know what kind of floor prices we're seeing this week. And I don't even know what big sale. Although I do know we saw a big ACK sale this week. I think we saw an ACK piece of art sell for like 160 grand. Look, if you don't do NFTs, I would tell you, I think it's always worth your time to learn it. If you don't do it at all and you're not familiar, it's really worth learning. I think NFTs are easier than crypto. Everybody's different, right? Some people, they just see the matrix when they do crypto and meme coins and that stuff, right? I don't. I think if I'm doing meme coins and that stuff, it's just early info, right? I'm trading on that. Something I hear about that I know I'm hearing about earlier. I trade like that. And then just long-term conviction things. NFTs, I just get collectibles, right? Always have. My whole life, it's always trading, buying and flipping comics and game consoles and any kind of collectibles, figures, anything. And so NFTs are that. But if you don't do NFTs, you should. You should be watching. You should be learning. You should be getting some exposure because I do think this stuff is going to do really well still this cycle. We'll talk about V1 Punks. I still think V1 Punks, one of those best opportunities out there, like period, fucking period. I think we're going to run back what I did last cycle, buying one at what did I buy at? 4 ETH, flipping for 30 ETH, right? Like made 100 grand on that. Going to do it again this time around. I'm pretty sure about that with V1s. And at least with V1 Punks, if it's not this time around, it's going to be in the next 5 years too. And you'll hear me say 5 years a lot. That's mostly what my game plan is around, is like 2030. Same time that most of the biggest, most respected analysts out there are saying Bitcoin's going to be $1 million. Well, that's the time where I also have bonkers predictions. Where's this ACK piece? Let's see. Let me find it. It doesn't matter too much. Just know that crypto art is selling well, and I think is going to pick up. I think we're going to see a lot of big NFT art sales. PFPs, yeah, but the art stuff's really gonna do awesome. It's that's it, Luna. It's that they're slower too. It's just the pace is slower. And so for me, then I can be I don't have to be as plugged in. I just have to keep up with the updates and it moves slower. So for me, easier. And I just got a good feel for what people like. Now that's the same with meme coins. So a lot of that is like, what do people like? But there's so much PvP in the game of trading and it's so fast paced, like meme coins, you got to play differently. You got to be pretty dialed in. Anyway, some big sales especially today. $500,000 punk sale. Good. Past week. That is our top sale in the past week. Okay. And speaking of V1s, one of the top sales this week is a V1 Punk. Anybody who's new watching, I got to do it. I got to do it, guys. I got to tell the story of what they are. Okay. If you are new watching, guys, do you understand crypto punks? Like, are you familiar with what they are? Sometimes I don't know, like outside of, again, our bubble, do people like know what crypto punks are? I think they know, but maybe not the whole story. I won't do the whole fucking story either. I won't do the whole thing, but just know that V1 Punks, if you know what a crypto punk is, know that V1 Punks are actually very special and very much tied to that story, like that history. But there we go. A very rare V1 Punk sold for $250,000 5 days ago. Awesome. We'll see more of that too. But I'm still betting, dude. I'm still betting that V1s go right back to 20 ETH, 30 ETH. And one day, 50 plus ETH, whatever. Again, we could price it in US dollars, and whatever it is to me, I think V1s will be $250,000. While the V2s, the real crypto punks right now, are going to be $1 million plus. If crypto punks are $1 million, I think V1s are sitting at like, if not $250,000, somewhere in that ballpark, 200,000. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. I love them. I really, really love them. Now, here's the Miladian Christ. Hang on, let me peek and see if Confusion had requested to come up at all. No, he left. God damn it. All right. Miladian Christ, new collection out. 0.03. Okay, with the kind of hypey shit I heard about him, I was kind of thinking they'd be higher than that. Yeah, let's peek at them. Let's see floor prices. I'm going to pitch V1s. I'm gonna pitch V1s. I think people should know them. I know you guys know them. But I think one of the best bets in crypto, and I mean this like broader in crypto, the AI sector, the majors, the meme coins, the NFTs, whatever. One of the best bets in crypto, I still believe, is V1 CryptoPunks. But let's see these new ones. Hang on. What are these called again? Milady. Oh, did I just get off that page? Sorry, let me double check the name of that collection. It's Milady and Christ. Why are these not on Magic Eden? Yeah, hang on. I would kind of think they'd be here. Or are they not on ETH? Are they on base? Yeah, dude, what chain are those on? They fuck. That's not them, is it? No. That is them. Weird. Yeah, why aren't they shown on the leaderboard? Unless I just totally missed it. Oh, dude, those look awesome. Those look fucking great. Get the fuck out. Again, if you don't do NFTs, the whole like they look great. What? Like they look fresh. Okay, I get it. So these are made by AI. I don't know if you guys remember 6 months ago, a year ago, there was like this little trend where there were these AI generated images that were super cool. They were like almost like an illusion, right? And like an optical illusion. Well, here you have like a Milady derivative collection that this is so cool. Zoomed out, it looks like a Milady, but when you click on it full screen, it's definitely not. Dude, these are awesome. These are really, really fucking cool. Wow, dude, I like them. I'm not gonna buy one. GG's if you got to mint and you made money on them, like cool. But these are cool. These are cool. Look, if these do well, then for sure what you're gonna see is a lot of copycat stuff like this. That meta, right? You'll see the optical illusion collections out there. Right, Benny? They're fucking rad. These are cool. If this does well, if you see these rip to like a quarter ETH, then game on. All of a sudden, a whole new trend, a whole new meta, tons of collections, Bored Ape derivatives, CryptoPunk derivatives. Maybe it's already happened, but derivatives that look like this, zoomed out, looks like the character, zoomed in, it's a whole other thing. These are really cool. Yeah, I dig them. I hope that catches. I actually hope we see that meta. Anybody know what those minted at? Probably really cheap. I bet you they're closer to free, right? I bet you they were close to free. I don't think they were free, but I bet they were really cheap, like 0.00 something. We can even say 0.01. I bet you most people are like up like 2-3x on that, which is cool. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. But okay, I wanted to peek at floor prices. Punk's 40. Let's go USD. I'm curious. Punk's 200,000 floor still. This got to a quarter mil a couple weeks back, so down. 46 ETH. Moonbird's still damn near 3, which is wild to me. Bored Apes under 10. Pudgy's right at 10, but under. Flip Bored Apes again, though. I love that. Little Pudgy's at 1.1. I like it here, actually. If I were liquid enough and wanted to buy right now, I wouldn't mind a little Pudgy right here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Milady almost at 2. Here's our V1s hanging around 4, like looking really strong. Milady looks really strong. I'm going to peek at V1s over here. Sometimes Magic Eden, the floor price gets stuck. I don't think it is right now, but here's what I check on Punks, especially on Punks. It's, okay, floor price, what, 3.9 ETH? Great. What is this? Like 20,000, 17 grand. Pretty cool. But you always look for the white male floor. It is what it is. The demographics here is mostly that. So they do sell for more. And yeah, there it is. So the floor on a white male V1 Punk is like almost 5 ETH. Always watch these again. If you're trading, watch and see somebody list one of those kind of NFTs like on the floor. It happens. It definitely happens. Throw some offers at these things too. They'll hit. They will definitely hit sometimes. Anyway, V1s. Yeah, okay. The quick TLDR on what V1 punks are and why they're special and why they're worth a lot right now, 17 grand floor, but why they sold before for 100,000. If you know the story of CryptoPunks, right? It's kind of the thing that inspired the whole NFT craze. 10K collection, these unique profile pictures, all on chain, super cool. Inspired like the NFT token standard, ERC 721s, right? These are not ERC 721s. These are like fungible tokens that are, it's kind of manipulated to make them, you know, each unique, each non-fungible, but they are ERC 20s. The V1 punks are the original version, right? If these are valuable because of their story and their placed in history and that shit, well, it's actually these guys. It's both. Let's be clear. It's both. But V1 punks are the initial iteration of it. When Larva Labs put out CryptoPunks and they had the claim on the website, go get them, it was these. These are the original minted CryptoPunks. This is not a copy. This is not something that represents. It's literally these right here. They had a bug in their contract that fucked these up if you tried to sell them on a marketplace. If you tried to sell it, the guy who bought it got the punk that he bought on the marketplace. You did not get his ETH. It kicked his ETH back to him. So you lose your punk. The guy who bought it keeps his money and gets the punk. So Larva Labs said, okay, hang on. We can fix this, but we can't fix what's already out there. You can't change what's on chain. All we can do is make a brand new collection, and we'll send them to the people who originally minted these, right? The people who claim these, and that's what they did. Those CryptoPunks now that, you know, everybody talks about their story, their legacy, their importance, why they're historic, and they are, right? These guys here worth $200,000. Well, this was the first version. This was the real version. These were the copies that were sent to the people who got these. So then you could actually sell these ones. And finally, 2 years back, somebody went and they made something called a wrapper to go wrap up the original CryptoPunks so they could be sold and it wouldn't the bug wouldn't hit you. And here we are today where the value of these guys, they're the real punks. They're the ones recognized as the real punk collection. If I had the choice between the two, I'd take this bad boy here, but I can't afford that. And I hope one day I can, but I think these are going to $1 million plus over the next 5 years. And I don't know if I will be able to afford it then. And I think when these get out of reach for most people, the very next thing they go to, if you value a punk for what it is, like the lore, the legacy, whatever, well, this is the same. It is the first. Think of it as an error print or a beta or whatever, but this was the first version. On chain, it is Larva Labs, CryptoPunks. And so I buy this because I don't think I'll be able to get one of these. And I think there are a lot of people out there that are going to do the exact same thing. And I always say the higher CryptoPunks go, the more expensive they get, the more these close the gap. As they get out of reach, then these come up with it. And so right now, if they're 10% of the cost, I think they'll be a quarter of the price, maybe more. And there's some people out there that think they can flip one day, that the error prints could flip the main CryptoPunks. I don't think they can, but kind of like Pengu flipping Doge, it could. It's a scenario that could happen. I don't think it's likely, but it could happen. Wouldn't be the craziest thing. So I got my V1 Punk. I fucking love it. It's one of my favorite things I own, period. In the world of collectibles, I think it's super special. And I think over time it's going to, I think at some point these also get out of reach. Yeah, 30 ETH floor they got to last cycle. Let's say 27, 28, 29, somewhere ballpark there. But I had a few of these. The highest I sold one for was 30 ETH. And I do think they get there again. Again, this cycle, I think, let me try to dial it in. I think 15 ETH is super likely this cycle. Hell, I'd even play it safe 10. I think 10 is almost a no-brainer. But 10, 15, 20 ETH this cycle in the long run. It's hard to put a value on something like that when I think everything's coming on chain, right? So those are special. I would do some digging into those things. CryptoPunks like the story, and then V1 punks, which I think about we talk risk reward a lot here. CryptoPunks, not a ton of downside, and to me, a ton of upside. Ooh, this is going to look brutal. I have a feeling. Yeah. Ornal's looking rough right now, but similar thing. I think not a ton of downside, a ton of upside. I've got the ridiculous takes. I do. Ridiculous prediction, and I believe them, and I believed it 2 years ago. I believe it now. These top collections, puppets, OMB, Node Monks, where's Quantum Cats? Where are quantum cats? Maybe there haven't been any. Magic Eden's site might not be working right. Maybe on 7 days it'll show. Taproot Wizards, put them in that category too. There's quantum cats. Those 5 collections, out of those 5, I think one of those is going to be sitting at a 1 Bitcoin floor at some point. I kind of think higher. I do. And yes, I'm talking about like when Bitcoin is sitting at like 200K, 500K, a million. It sounds crazy. I wouldn't underestimate people's greed and how many wealthy people there are out there. And that when the NFT meta cycles back, that there's no bigger flex than a super rare NFT that is cool at that point, cool again, right? NFTs were cool for a minute. That when that happens, that the coolest NFTs won't be on Bitcoin. Like I'm betting that people will see that. The rarest, most valuable, the best flex you can have is one of the top ordinals collections. Again, 1 Bitcoin floor, maybe 2, maybe up to 5, somewhere in that ballpark. And again, USD value, all I know is I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if that sounds crazy, yeah, it is. It is. It just it doesn't make sense. It's not like logical, but it happened already. We saw Cyberkongs get to a $600,000 floor. We saw CryptoPunks get to, did they get to 500K? 400K, 500K? We saw Bored Apes, same thing. Like what? $250,000, 300,000, 400,000. This happened before. So if you're like, it's crazy, that could never happen. It has happened. And I think that scenario happens again when everybody comes on chain and more of the younger generation in 5 years is old enough to do this stuff now. And they know this stuff. They get this stuff. And it's just a numbers game. There's not a ton of these. And there is only more people coming on chain. And I think people are only about to have more money over the next few years. And that's very AI driven. And a big old X factor is the Sense collection. I think this could also be in that conversation. If there's one collection that hits that 1 Bitcoin floor and 2 or 3 or whatever, it might be Sense. It might be this because their story and because it's art and because it's like a commentary on Bitcoin. It's a super, super interesting story. I would make, if I were making a bet on any of these right now and we do the risk reward, I think Sense have the lowest downside, maybe the most up. Yeah, shit, maybe it's a toss up because I believe in all this stuff, but Sense have just got such a special story, right? A comment on one sat that has a penny inscribed on it. But that penny is worth $1,000 right now because it's an NFT on Bitcoin. And it's just a conversation about the value of the dollar and the value of Bitcoin and preserving a message like that on the blockchain. It's super interesting and people love it. It comes from a phenomenal artist who, unfortunately passed away this year. It's part of the lore now too. Sense is a special collection. But yeah, again, Node Monks, I got my bet on. I have a Node Monk. I love it. It's one of those ordinals collection, man. One of those ordinals collections is going to a Bitcoin Plus. And by the way, we've been there before. Node Monks have lived at 0.9 before. We're going back there, and that's back when this was newer and nobody believed, well, very few people believed in ordinals. Shit, you might, if anything, have less people that believe in it now. Wouldn't be me, man. I think the V1 Punks and these ordinals are the best bet. Again, risk reward. We've seen how low these get, and we're close-ish to that right now. To be honest, we kind of are. Not a ton of downside. In a way, kind of unlimited upside that has never been tested in an NFT bull market. Right? With CryptoPunks, Bored Apes, we lived through a bull market. We saw how high they can go. We saw how low they got in the bear. Ordinals didn't get that bull market yet. Stone BTC. Let's peek. Is that an ordinals collection? Yeah, let's have a look. Stone. Dude, where would I find that? Check out Stone. Is it a rune? Maybe these? Could be those. And actually, are these like a now thing? That might be these. And you know what? I don't know anything about these. Probably should. Yeah, damn. I don't know anything about those. Yeah, I'll have to do a deeper dive on them. Curious. I love ordinals. I think pure NFTs, they're completely on chain. They just, to me, make so much sense. And again, I'm just picturing rich people coming in, and what are they going to buy? The things that they saw on ETH that fell from, hundreds of thousands to, 10,000, or do they buy these that have not really tested their highs? I bet on these, and it's pretty much impossible to change my mind. Although I love being wrong, and I will change my mind, and I will do it publicly. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I do this all public. I don't think I'm wrong about the ordinals prediction. Here's Dog. We're talking runes now, like meme coins on Bitcoin, but 250 mil market cap. Dig it. How's Gizmo though? Gizmo's at 5 mil. Good Lord. I like Gizmo. I'm not convinced on. Yeah, I'm not convinced that runes are going to make it. I still think they have their time in the spotlight. I do. Huh. We'll see, man. We'll see. All right, guys. Anything else cooking out there? Anything we got to touch on? And if not, guys, tomorrow live, same time, 8 a.m. Same place, same channel. Again, if you're new, cool you found the channel today. Clickbaity title. Again, I don't think it's not the time to sell unless you're actively trading and you're keeping up on this stuff. Within weeks, I think we send again. I think we're back in the banana zone. End of this month. Rate cuts is the thing. Rate cuts is the catalyst. We need to watch the tariff news. That's the biggest thing happening right now, but it's going to be fun. I would not want to be sidelined for this, and I would not want to be missing out. All right, you can follow me on X at Huda_idiot. I work for Crypto Slam. Make sure to follow us here. It's Crypto Slam IO. On the weekdays, I host a daily show, an AI show, have on fucking phenomenal guests from all over the crypto AI sector, which you do not want to miss. We're in the plantain zone. I host that over on the Swarm_AI. That's our AI agent, data agent, fucking awesome, incredible. And we're cooking some stuff. Stay tuned. We've got, how do I even put it? We've got something very, very big coming in the short term here. So you can even read about that there, slamai.xyz. You definitely want to peek at that. And then finally, again, you're here on this channel where we do it on the weekend. Appreciate you guys tuning in today. Subscribe to Inside NFTs. Smash the like on your way out. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Goodbye.